Well, guys, it was WrestleMania 42 night one. We had Cody Rhodes face off against Randy Orton for the WWE Undisputed World Championship. Stephanie Vaquer face off against Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship. And we had AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch for the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship, as I forgot to mute my other thing. But James, realistically, the only way we got through all this was this.
That we did. That we did. This was a fun pre-show, guys.
Yep. And now we have to talk about it.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Yes, boy!
French toast is the exchange student that you have like a 3-week affair with.
Hey, we can see that you don't have pants on.
Somebody hit somebody with a pie. Do something.
Giovanni yelling we're out of time as we go off the air.
Giovanni yelling a lot of things tonight.
And welcome to the Mark It Down podcast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Mark It Down podcast. My name is Nick Cummings, joined this evening by James Asante, back here once again, this time to review WWE's WrestleMania 42 Night 1. And just saying that sounds exhausting, almost as exhausting as watching this episode of what felt like Monday Night Raw at best.
WrestleMania or WrestleLamia? Am I right, guys?
Folks, where's the lie?
There were parts of it I liked. But it wasn't a lot.
Yeah, look, I'm not going to lie. Some of this was good. And I think we should all automatically say off the jump here, we like all of the talents here in AEW, or excuse me, in WWE, almost all of them. That's how much I'm already off the rails here saying AEW in the first 2 minutes. We like a lot of the talent in WWE.
Cody, Randy, Drew, Jacob, Becky, Bianca, which she didn't do anything wrong. There so many people in this company.
Lyra, Bayley,
Liv. So
Charlotte,
many of these people
Alexa.
we love, we ride for. That's why we're here tonight. But wow, creative is just so hollow right now.
Yeah, and I think between that and the presentation of everything, this is probably going to be one of the most, unfortunately, negative shows we've ever done.
Look, we're going to talk about this objectively. We're going to talk about the things that we liked, the things that we didn't like. We're not going to bash anything for the sake of bashing anything. And I'm going to say something that is really sad. There was nothing on this show that I thought was bad.
Yeah.
There was just so much that they didn't give me a reason to care about. And that is sometimes worse than being bad. I'd rather strongly dislike something than be apathetic about it. And the apathy is real for this one.
Yep. Absolutely. I think I sent you this GIF, and I sent it to a bunch of people, honestly, of when Sami Zayn was first turning heel in a promo with GM Daniel Bryan back in the day. Yep. And it's him just going, I don't care. I don't care anymore. I don't care. And that's how I felt the whole night. But let us actually talk about it. Although before we do, I do want to say hello to Maria, who was in here before the show even started. Hello.
Hi, Maria.
She said this was a very underwhelming night one. I agree. And also the main event was trash. We're about to get into that. We also want to say hello to Hunter Iggy, who asked us what our thoughts on the Paige return to WWE was. I will quickly say I'm very happy for her.
Yeah.
I'm sure you are as well, James, but we are going to talk about that more when we get to the match in a little bit.
Happy for Soraya Bevis.
Yes, no doubt. But let us get into the main event of the evening, which was Cody Rhodes facing off against Randy Orton with Pat McAfee for the WWE Undisputed Championship. Now, I will say the hype package before the match was very good.
Undeniably, WWE has always been next level when it comes to their vignettes, to their hype packages for big time matches.
Yeah,
they always deliver in that regard.
Obviously, I think the Daniel Bryan Monster package is probably the one everyone will point to there. But this one I liked a lot. Now, I was told by some people online that they had showed it 7 times. before the show started.
It was on the pre-show a lot.
Yeah, and I was actively avoiding everything that wasn't wrestling tonight. So it was the first time I saw it right before the main event. And I thought it was good. So well done by them, but obviously they overplayed it. So to start the match, McAfee was an asshole and announced Randy instead of the ring announcer. And then using that microphone before the bell rang, Pat decked Cody and there was a whole brawl. And Pat ended up eating a crossroads for his troubles. And then Cody set him up on the announce table. And then somehow like Jelly Roll appeared from the fucking ether and was like, yeah, I got this. And elbow dropped him from the Spanish announce table to the other announce table. And then Pat had to get stretchered out.
His schedule was free once the Kid Rock concert got canceled. Like he needed to fill his Saturday somehow.
Shout out Gio. So Pat got stretchered off, flipping everyone off as he did so. And then eventually the match got started. Now, here's something I'm going to throw out there. As the match is starting, like right before the bell rings, Michael Cole just decides to drop the very important tidbit that apparently Randy has a back injury, or at least a rumored back injury that started today.
Hey, Tick.
Hello to the Tick. I've been waiting for Cody Randy since Cody returned and ended up getting this garbage.
I felt the same with Cody Cena.
Yeah.
Or Cody Cena won at Mania. Cody Cena at SummerSlam was much better.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of this, and people will probably agree, the build for the story was right there. And we ended up with Pat McAfee being involved for whatever reason. But yeah, like I was saying, Randy had a mysterious back injury, and that came into a little bit of play throughout the match. But we did get some color in this match, which was cool. Randy got busted open when he got bounced off the ring post. Cody got busted open a little later, basically just during a regular back and forth punching exchange. I was kind of guessing, James. I thought it might have been Cody's skin tag. Remember he?
Yeah.
But the way he ended up bleeding later, it looked like maybe it was more of his forehead. Just
yeah.
The way the blood ran into
the
the blonde hair. So I'm not really sure what did it for Cody, but it added to a cool visual after the match, which we'll get to in a second. So during that back and forth, Cody actually eye poked Randy. And
I have a lot I got to talk about with this, but yeah, please keep going.
So Cody eye pokes Randy, and Randy was apparently confused after this and RKO'd referee Charles Robinson. Also, shout out to him still taking bumps at like 65 or whatever. So Randy then tried to low blow Cody. Cody caught it and did kick Randy instead. And then Cody went for the Cody cutter, but Randy was able to counter with an RKO. And that led to Pat McAfee in a referee shirt and a neck brace coming down and doing the slowest 3 count I've ever seen.
For a heel who has no business being there. He's like, I'm going to play this by the book. I'm going to do this legit.
Honestly, if you're going to do it slow, sell the neck.
Yeah.
But no, he slow counts it. Cody kicks out. So now Pat's like, oh, fuck, he kicked out. And he starts getting on Randy, like, go, get him, kill him, kill him. And Randy just decides to RKO Pat, as we say hi to Fernando. And that distraction allows Cody to get Randy hit a crossroads. And then Charles Robinson wakes back up and counts the 3 count. And that's the end of the match. And then after the match, Cody's celebrating. He's lifting up the title. And Randy comes in from behind, takes it, brains Cody with it, and then actually hits a legitimate punt, which was probably the best thing that happened this entire night, is he hit a punt on Cody and then posed with the title as we went off the air. This was a mess, James.
Yeah. I have been saying for a while, I've been saying since the turn happened that I thought it was a mistake to have Gio, he just credited you for one of my jokes. He said it was you who said it. It was my joke, but we're happy to have you here.
Sorry, a little inside baseball there, guys. Sorry.
It was the crazy thing is it was my joke. He wasn't even Gio who came up with it. I've been saying Cody should have been the one to turn heel, not Randy. Because as great, as legendary a heel as Randy is, something that isn't a surprise to anyone, we have not had a heel Cody Rhodes in a very long time, and he is very, very good at it. So I've been a proponent of heel Cody for a while. And then in this match, now granted, Cody didn't do anything that Randy didn't do first. You know, Cody was definitely playing a game of tit for tat. And I do like my baby faces to have an edge and are not always the ones who are like, no, I can't break the rules just because they do. Like, it's okay. Like, sometimes you got to fight fire with fire. But I'm watching this thinking, wow, how comfortable does he look just doing this heel stuff? This dirty stuff. I feel Cody partnered with Pat McAfee worked so much better than Randy with Pat McAfee, or would work that much better.
If you have to shoehorn him in there, then yeah, I guess.
If you have somebody who's literally on the brink of like doing Hollywood movies, they're promoting his new Hollywood movie. Maybe have him be the guy who's with someone who does so much for clout, right? All that said, there were spots that worked for me. Like, I loved Randy countering the Cody Cutter into an RKO. I thought that was great. I'm going to say something nuts. I thought Randy hit a clean crossroads. Like, a really good crossroads. While Cody's RKO was... Nobody hits it the way Randy does. It's nuts, right? Like, the way Randy hits a cutter is just so different.
It's DDP, it's Randy, and it's everyone else.
Yep. So it's like, I think there was good in the match, but they overbooked it. Everything with Jelly Roll and McAfee. McAfee coming back. Why did Randy RKO him?
Right?
Why did Randy
RKO? Counted too slow?
Like, no, I think it was more, why are you here? Like, why are you standing next to me? Like, that's what it felt like. So, again, goes more into, maybe it would have worked with Cody. Maybe, like, there was, like, it never felt real. It never felt genuine to have Randy partnered up with a celebrity. Like, I know Pat is so much more than that. Like, I know his involvement with WWE, his love for WWE, so much that he's contributed to WWE. But it never felt like something Randy Orton would do. So it just, whatever. I wasn't crazy about the fact that for a good chunk of the match, it just looked like Randy was done. It looked like he had been immobilized by Cody.
Because the back, yeah, right? Like,
no, like it was after he had been really bloodied up.
Mm-hmm.
And like there were just portions where like he couldn't do anything that Cody had him. There was so much I just didn't understand with how this match was booked. Now, again, I was disappointed with Cena Cody last year. So maybe this means we're going to get Cody Randy 2 at SummerSlam and it's going to be a lot better.
I think we're going to get it in a month at Backlash. But
so here's the thing. Maybe because you mentioned it, the return of the punt. Randy did not punt people and they would come back right away. That's just not how it worked. When Randy Orton punted people in his legendary 09 heel run, and when he did it even during the pandemic, the punt was so lethal it sent people to AEW.
Ric Flair?
Ric Flair, Matt Hardy, Christian Cage. Big Show.
At a certain point, did Edge eat one too, I think? And he eventually ended there. It took a little bit in the space-time continuum, but it went.
Realistically, it was Roman who I think sent Edge packing. But yes,
fair.
It did work eventually. But even just from, again, like take away the funny aspect of him doing it and sending people away. Like, during his original heel run, it would put people on the shelf. It was a move designed to put people away. Storyline, of course. So I'm under the impression that we're not going to see Cody for a little bit. Otherwise, why do the punt? So, at the very least, Cody should not be on TV this week. At the very least, he should not be on TV this week. Maybe
at minimum.
Yeah, maybe, like, if you really want to rush it back, he comes back in 2 weeks. I think they have all the tools to strip him of the title.
I'll tell you what. I was watching the post show as we were setting up. He walked out under his own power.
That is infuriating.
Yeah, they had Jackie Redmond at the top of the ramp, and as she was talking, Cody was walking out behind her. And she was saying, like, oh, he's like really like woozy and like he stumbled a couple of times, but he just waltzed on out of there.
I mean, look,
you should be getting stretchered out if you get punted.
I agree. You should be stretchered out. I think you could argue that it's like, okay, maybe he has a concussion, which you could walk off a concussion.
I can confirm.
Yeah, likewise. But I wouldn't have had him do that. So I'm very frustrated because I don't know why they did what they did. Let's say there is no plan for anything else. Cody's fine. He'll be back on SmackDown on Friday, whatever it may be. Why is the last image you want to see at WrestleMania, even if it is night 1, and I know there's going to be more for night 2 tomorrow, why is the last thing you want your audience to see your champion on his back? Like, you should not be doing that. Other companies have done it, and I've hated it. New Japan is notorious for doing it at their Wrestle Kingdoms, that the winners of their main events will get attacked by the next challenger. I think it's stupid. I don't know. I love Cody. I love Randy. I should be happy that we're getting an unhinged Randy, but it just doesn't make sense if it's not going to lead to something.
I thought they really should have played all of this going into it with a very each guy is more of a tweener situation.
And that goes to Maria's point. She's confused who's the babyface and who's the heel here.
Yeah. There was a quick second there when Cody hit the low blow. I was like, double turn? Like, you know what I mean? I didn't think it was going to happen, but like there was a brief second in my mind. I was like, oh, maybe. And then I actually really thought about it. And this is something I will give the match credit for. Last year at WrestleMania, Cody refused to use an underhand attack.
Yep.
He refused to hit John Cena with the belt. This year, he just, obviously Randy tried it first, but he just went for the low blow. He had no hesitation. And I at least that's a little bit of character growth, so to speak. But I really think considering where Cody is and where Randy is, you could have done a very tweener type of thing leading up to this. And then if you want to do what you did post-match and have Cody win, Randy punt him, and turn Randy full-blown heel, it might have worked a bit better storytelling-wise. And that's obviously taking the whole Pat thing out of the situation, which is a whole different, can of worms.
I'm going to be real. As annoying as it was that Pat was involved, he really did end up being a non-factor.
Yeah.
In pretty much everything. Like, it was a blessing. What?
He was kind of a factor in the finish. The whole reason Cody was able to hit that crossroads is because Randy got distracted by RKOing Pat.
Oh, Randy, you dumb bastard. I don't know. I'm just disappointed with so much of what this could have been.
Right?
I think it was this was a fine SmackDown main event. This was a fine SmackDown main event, but for the main event of WrestleMania, this is a bummer. And you know what? It's a bummer to say this because of how big fans we are of Cody. There's a question of where's the real issue here? Because that's 2 main events in a row for him where it's like, what's happening?
But do you put that on Cody or do you put that on the creative around him? I mean, you can make an argument that it's back-to-back years that the involvement of, let's say, outside forces have turned his main event matches into just overbooked clusterfucks. For lack
I mean,
of a better
you
phrase.
you could go past, like, we love 40. 40 was amazing, but let's not pretend that wasn't an overbooked clusterfuck.
But it was a fun overbooked.
It was a fun one,
and it worked well, and it made sense.
But also 39 was an overbooked clusterfuck.
But it also made sense.
I mean, arguably, there are people who would have said that Cody should have just won at 39.
I agree. I think there's an argument to be made there, but I think they more than made up for it in 40.
No, they did. But again, the question becomes, why is every Cody Rhodes main event such an overbooked mess? What, like, do they think he is not capable of just having a good, entertaining match on his own? That you don't need all this extra stuff? Granted, this year, outside forces, TKO decided they had an agenda, it seems like.
Yeah, or Emmanuel specifically.
Yeah, fine. Last year, arguably, it was because Cena just couldn't go. But again, he was able to go at SummerSlam.
I was just saying, I think that's a bullshit argument. Yeah, because of SummerSlam, because of other matches we saw with AJ, for example. Like, I really don't get, and I think part of me is trying to figure out, is this a Cody problem, or is it just where he's situated, where TKO would just be inserting, celebrities and, whoever they think is going to draw probably casual viewers in to the main event, no matter who is there. And it just so happens right now that Cody is the golden boy.
I'm very intrigued to see what's going to happen with tomorrow's main event between Roman and Punk, to see if because I'm used to Roman Reigns main events being overbooked matches, but that was always because he had the bloodline around him. They were portraying him as a certain type of heel.
Right.
This is I don't think he's had a title match since he's lost the title. So I'm very interested to see how that goes tomorrow. But focusing on this match, whether Cody sticks around or not, I do think Randy does take the title off of him. And maybe they just didn't want to have Cody lose 2 Manias in a row. But I don't know. Like, I don't think the punt did anything to protect Randy.
It just made him look more vicious, but
not even vicious. It made him look petty.
Yeah, actually, that's a good sentence for it, but word for it, excuse me. But because we already got vicious Randy. He bloodied Cody the second they signed that contract.
Yep.
So this was a mess. The wrestling itself was good. Like, they put on a good match. It was just once again everything surrounding it
just so muddy.
Yeah.
All right, we have a lot of comments we should hit.
All right, I'll take care
everybody.
of it.
So let's do it.
Let's see. So where were we? We had Fernando saying this was a very soulless night of wrestling.
Yep, I think very hollow it felt.
Yep, I think that is a good word for it. Also saying that the fans are still cheering the hell out of Randy, and that's why I think this should have been more of a tweener vibe, so that fans could cheer for either person, and it would have made sense. And then, obviously, again, if you want to do the punt thing after the match and truly turn Randy heel, you could go for it there. But
yeah.
Matt, I know this was more a little in context as we say hi to Matt. I know he had some fun at a WrestleMania party tonight. He said you were on to something, whatever it was.
I think this was in regards to Cody being with McAfee instead of Randy.
And then I think he called McAfee an SOB. We say hello to Mr. Penguin. What's going on, dude?
Welcome.
Appreciate it. Maria saying this was another terrible Mania main event.
Barely a main event. It's night 1.
Yeah. Penguin saying that Randy should have won.
I'm inclined to agree.
I think you can make the argument. It really depends on where they go from here. But like you mentioned, everything's so muddy, it's kind of hard to tell.
I'm a big proponent of Randy hitting 17.
You think he should get all the way up there?
Yeah. I'm saying this as the Cena guy. There's a part of me that thinks he should beat Cena's record too. I just don't think it's possible at this point. I don't think there's enough time in his career.
What's he got, 14?
Yeah, he's at 14. So you'd have to do 15, 16, 17 the tie.
Yeah, and then
18 to surpass. And 4 title reigns, like, unless they do some serious hot potatoing, which I don't want to see, I don't know if he could do it, but Randy absolutely deserves to at least be tied for the record.
I thought at minimum he should get 16 so that him and Flair are on equal grounds because of, evolution and stuff like that. But we'll see. Mr. Penguin also saying that AJ Lee and Paige need to tag again. We will get to them later, but not a bad idea. I have a lot of thoughts on that. We had multiple comments, James, saying from Maria and Fernando that stripping Cody would be lame.
I mean, I agree. You never want to see it, especially if it's not for a legitimate reason. Like, unavoidable if somebody's hurt. Like, it always sucks, but you do what you got to do. If it's just, you know what, maybe they just didn't want Cody to lose the title, but they want to take the title off of him, late. If it's because Cody has to go promote Street Fighter, no, Mortal Kombat. Wait, which one?
Street Fighter.
It is Street Fighter. Yeah, because he has to go promote Street Fighter, lame. So, yes, I would much rather he just loses the belt, but who the hell knows what they think is important.
Why would you not send the guy with the title to promote the movie? I think you would want to keep it.
I think the crazy visual is going to be Roman and Cody both wearing belts at the red carpet for that event.
That is a possibility.
I think it's a very real possibility.
It could be Zebros. And again, I also think Cody being stripped is probably out the window, considering the fact that he literally walked out under his own power following getting punted.
I've been concussed and walked. Just saying.
I've been concussed and drove. I'm not saying
that's
smart.
Bad.
I didn't know I was concussed.
All right, fair. That's bad.
I forgot. Let's see. We had Hunter Iggy telling us we should widge out.
Yeah.
Penguin justice for Randy.
Yeah.
Fernando thinks that Cody winning is the right decision. No, says that Randy doesn't need the WWE title anymore.
Please go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think to his further point, Randy should just be putting people over. And yes and no, he is at a stage of his career where he should be putting more people over than not. But he also still has a star power where he can still win titles, I think.
No, I agree. Especially, I don't think he's going away anytime soon.
Right. If I read correctly, he has 4 years left on this deal.
I'm a big believer. Age should not be the only indicator of what your value is as a wrestler. Like, I don't care. Like, Bobby Lashley is 50. If he wins a world title tomorrow, I'm fucking okay with it. If you can go. But it's also dependent on how much time you have left to give stuff back. Yeah. If you're 50 and tomorrow's your last day, sure. No. Bye. No title for you. If you're 50 and you've got 4 more years left, make them count. I shouldn't think you're just taking up space. So Randy's not 50. Randy's what, like early to mid 40s?
Something like that. I can do a quick Google.
I got it. But I don't think I don't think he should be disqualified from winning titles anymore.
He's 46.
Yeah. In 4 years, he'll be 50. And we've got guys right now that are the way wrestling has evolved. 50 is the new 40.
Yeah. And I was going to say, like, Samoa Joe's not a spring chicken. I don't know how old he is, but he's won the AEW championship twice and had great runs with it both times. Yeah. So it depends on where you are on the card and like what you're doing. And honestly, just how much of a threat you're booked as.
Yeah.
And Randy obviously is still booked as a top tier talent. And I do think a title reign could work. It just depends on what they want to do.
His last title reign was 6 years ago. And or maybe 5 years ago, 6 years ago. And and then he lost a year because of his injury, his back.
Yep, the back.
So, like, it's not like if you just condense all that, it's not like it was that long since he was champion. So, like, it doesn't feel like an impossibility.
Yeah. Let's also not forget that Randy doesn't work as much as he used to because he's aging and because of the back. And he doesn't really have to. You know, he could just go out there, hit an RKO, and everyone's going to love him. Yeah. So, maybe, putting the title on him, although I was going to say, might not be the best because he doesn't wrestle as much, but then I was like, well, Roman didn't either. So you can do it. But like I said, it really just depends on what creative wants to do. Matt saying WrestleMania 39 for the win. 40 was still amazing, though. I don't think 39 was a bad match. I think we were all just expecting Cody to win, and then we were all just like, oh, we have to do more of this bloodline shit. But they came back around in the end. Yeah. Fernando also saying Cody's overrated.
I don't agree personally, but I know that is not a. I know that is not a he's not the only person who's had that thought. I remember going into 39 and 40, the crowd was way more split than you would think between Roman and Cody. I remember Cody he managed it every time. Cody had to turn the crowd around for him pretty much every time he feuded with Cena, or throughout the entirety of his feud with Cena.
Yeah.
So he is not this undeniable. I'm not intentional, but he's not this undeniable beloved talent. He has his detractors. He has his doubters, his non-believers. So I am a big Cody guy. I think I'll always be a big Cody guy. I recognize what doesn't work with Cody sometimes. He can be very stubborn in what he wants to present.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's a real mistake. But overall, I see the value Cody brings. I'm worried that WWE and TKO don't always. But I say this as he's main evented the last 4 WrestleManias.
Yeah. I think the thing with Cody is because he's in the golden boy position, he will always have those detractors just because when you are in that spot, you are going to get people who are like, oh, he's overrated. He's just being propped up by the company, da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. I don't want to compare him to Tom Brady because I fucking hate Tom Brady, but it's kind of the same thing where he was the golden boy and he would have his detractors despite the fact that he is arguably the greatest quarterback of all time.
Yep.
God, I hated to
I know it feels like bile in your throat.
He's not. He's probably the greatest. He's not the best, but he's probably the greatest.
He's the greatest system quarterback that has ever existed.
Yeah. But I think that the comparison actually goes because I always make the argument that while Brady is, the greatest because he outworked everybody, that was his greatest skill. He wasn't the most talented quarterback ever. You can look at a guy, Peyton Manning, Joe Montana, Marino. I think Elway, I think those guys were more talented than Brady, but because he outworked everybody and then was put in the position where he was always on top, people saw that. And I kind of look at Cody too, where I don't think he is necessarily the most skilled wrestler I've ever seen.
Yeah,
but he's still, he's still great in the ring. And he busts his ass. Yep. And, I will always give him credit for what he did, going to New Japan, going to Ring of Honor, doing all the work there, helping create AEW, the original All In, all that stuff. And I will love Cody forever for all of that. But I can see why people are slowly turning on him just because.
It happened in AEW.
Yeah, exactly. And now this has been going on for a 4-year period.
Yeah.
Where, it's Cody
Maybe
on
go
top.
For a tag title again. It worked when you were with Jay for those 2 weeks. Maybe find a young talent that you can put under your wing. Give Matt Cardona something to do.
I think Cody could use a change of pace.
Yeah.
But as they say, he wants to be QB1, and if he's not at the top of the card on the babyface side, who is? And that is, I think, WWE's current problem where they don't have those guys coming up. Because Cody's in his 40s too.
They are coming up, but they're not there yet.
Right.
That's the thing. We have, for the first time in a long time, I'm excited about the future prospects of WWE. You have Braun Breaker. You have Obafemi. You have
Trick.
You have Mello. You have young talent that you can build around. we're just not there yet. And that's okay. It's not like they're failing by not being there yet. They're young and they need time. You can't undercook them. So I'm not so worried about 5 years from now, but I am worried about the in-between. So once, like, getting to 5 years from now.
Right, because I think a lot of these guys, you say you don't want to, undercook them. I don't even think they've even turned the fucking flame on yet for a lot of them, except Oba. Because
Braun is definitely further along than
okay,
Oba.
yeah, that's true. But he's been gone for a while until tonight. So I think that,
He came back tonight?
It kind of put him out of my mind there for a bit. But I just feel like a lot of those guys haven't really faced off against dudes like Cody or Randy or, well, now finally one of them's after, getting after Brock. But, you throw Roman on that list, all these dudes who are, the old guard who are probably moving on sooner than later, except maybe Cody. And, what do you end up with? But a bunch of guys who might end up being undercooked because they haven't really strapped a rocket to anybody now until Oba, and we'll see what happens with that tomorrow.
Yeah.
I just want to bail out the rest of the comments here. Fernando does not think Randy should be champ ever again. Fair enough. I see your argument. Let's see. We have Jeremiah. What's going on? Good to see you. Worst day one ever. Fair enough.
I don't know that that's true, but I don't know. Ew. Maybe.
We have Renan in chat. Hello. Saying the shit felt like Crown Jewel. Fair enough. We also have Dalton. Hello to all you new people. We appreciate you guys joining us. Saying age doesn't matter for a few month title reign anyway, maybe a year. So yeah, I think that does make sense.
I agree.
But look at Samoa Joe's most recent title reign in AEW. It was short. And I only again bring him up just because he is of a similar age to these people.
No, for sure. No, absolutely.
Fernando calling Cody Hogan.
Yeah.
It's been going around that nickname. Also, I did forget Aaron Rodgers. Good point. Although I'm also mad at him because the Jets.
Yeah.
And
I like Rodgers a lot, but I don't think he would be in the conversation the way Brady would be.
I think he was more talented than Brady, but
I agree.
He's not great like Brady because of the winning.
Yeah.
And Mr. Payne was saying Trick Williams' diss to Sammy was very good. I saw that. It was great.
Yeah.
All right. Before we move on, we want to welcome in our friend Matt Cascone. What's going on, Matt? How you doing tonight?
Well, I did not mean to do that.
It's okay. I got it fixed.
Why won't
Man on the street.
How do I show up?
Matt, you're on the screen. You're good.
Okay, it's black on my screen, so I don't know what I look like. Hopefully, I don't have any boogers coming out of my nose.
No, you look good, man.
No more than usual.
I like the OG SmackDown Live shirt.
Thanks. Yeah, no, I missed Becky's match. I missed about 2/3 of the show. It was disappointing night. Like, what are you gonna do? Hopefully, night 2 will be better.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Were you able to catch the main event? Any thoughts on that?
I decided to catch a train home because the entrances were way too long. Like, I would have left 20 minutes earlier had I not, just missed that train. So just like, maybe I'll watch this main event. And just like, by the time they were done with the entrances, it's like, okay, the next train's in 20 minutes. It's an 8-minute walk. I might as well just go now.
I will say Cody's entrance was pretty hot. I loved,
but there wasn't good coloring on the TV, or there was a glare, so I thought he was silver. Like, I thought he was the Silver Surfer.
Oh yeah, no, not at all. He was very, very gold. That even blind Rev was able to see the gold shining off of him.
Yeah,
we had. I loved all the gear for Cody. I loved seeing his very early green. That's not Matt. That's Joe. Joe Hendry, who hard launched his new relationship this weekend with Gia Miller. God bless both of them.
I just said, good for them.
Hall of Fame together. I loved seeing Cody's OG gear. I loved seeing the undashing gear. I loved seeing Stardust. And I said this in the chat. I am tired of pretending like Stardust wasn't a cool, fun gimmick. It just went way too long. That was the only problem with it.
It could have worked. I would have preferred them do a new evolution because Batista had left. If obviously worked out in Seth Rollins' favor, and that storyline's amazing. But I thought they were going with like Cody Rhodes is going to be the next member of Evolution because they needed a fourth, and then Batista left. But then they did the Stardust thing instead.
I think there's are you talking when Batista came back from Evolution? Like when they reformed Evolution?
Yes,
like
yes.
Batista?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at the timing, because it was like Cody was like it wasn't working out with Goldust, and I thought he was going to be the fourth member of Evolution, and then eventually Batista left.
Anything would have been better than them continuing it. But regardless, I thought it was a nice way to show how far he's come. What just happened? Okay.
Matt actually knocked himself
There we go. Now I can see myself.
It gave very Iron Man, like, look at all my armor, like his armor vault or Batman's suit vault. But very cool. We should probably move on.
Yeah, we are going to in a second. I was just going to say, yes, apparently.
No, he's not. He's not. It's a lie. It is a lie.
I punted squared out, and I got the bad genes.
Dashing Cody's the best. So is his music.
I was gonna say the Stardust gear got a huge pop.
It really did.
So people do apparently miss it, like Mr. Penguin saying that they should bring it back. Great April Fool's idea.
Yeah,
it'd be great for April Fools.
It would be a hilarious Halloween episode. It would be a hilarious April Fool's thing. Yeah, no. I think he even has it in his contract. He gets to decide when Stardust is referenced.
Probably.
Oh, that's funny.
Also, in answer to your question, Danny, it's James.
I sobered up.
Good for you. All right, let's move back to the top of the show. We had John Cena welcome us to WrestleMania, and then we went.
He got really emotional. It was nice.
Yes, and then we went into our first match of the evening, which was LA Knight and the Usos facing off against Vision members Jake Paul and Austin Theory and IShowSpeed.
All right, look. Let's get the elephant out of the room. All right, let's push it out the door.
Not you, Matt.
All right, you're not. I'm not calling you an elephant. What happened? I'm not calling you an elephant. IShowSpeed should not have a match at WrestleMania. Period. Full stop. Done.
Special guest referee or side character would have been fine.
Sure. Yes. He should not. But he really did deliver. He really did whatever they needed from him. He gave. So let's give credit where credit is due. That said, there's no reason it couldn't have been another wrestler.
I agree.
I would always rather see a wrestler in that spot unless it really, really, really serves the story. And this did not really, really, really serve the story. They made the story fit to have him in it. Where the fuck was Danhausen?
Tomorrow?
Maybe he's tonight too.
That's not the point was that Danhausen cursed IShowSpeed. So he was terrified of everything.
You're right.
So, like, for the match, Danhausen should have been there.
You're right.
There was fun stuff. Like, I really enjoyed, like, he's putting a headlock onto LA Knight, who simply just stands up and walks around the ring while Speed has the headlock locked in on him. I thought that was funny. How far the fucking Usos have fallen.
Yeah.
Like, will they turn Jay heel, or are they going to do that? Do people want to see that at this point?
I don't even know what purpose it would serve.
He wants the world title, and he wants to beat Roman.
Fair, but we don't
beat Roman.
Unless Jimmy turns with him. I don't think I want it, just because I don't need another Jimmy J match. With all due respect to them.
Save us, Chris Jericho.
How was this a first match of the night? This is a number 2 match. On any card.
So one of the big things for this show was, and it's going to be the same for tomorrow, the first 2 matches are free to watch on ESPN2 on television.
Oh,
so they want these first 2 matches on both shows to really hook audiences. So, of course, putting Logan Paul and IShowSpeed on your first match to get as many casuals who might know their names, that's why they... So...
Exactly.
He left like 5 times.
I will, just to get back on track here. I'm gonna give Speed some credit in a second, but let me just get through what happened in the match, or at least the end. So Speed countered a BFT from LA Knight, and as he did so, he shoved Knight towards the ropes where Logan Paul was on the apron, and that knocked Logan Paul off to the ground. So Theory saw this and got mad and thought that Speed did it on purpose. So he started yelling at him, and he grabbed Knight and tried to set him up for Speed and was like, hit the ropes and hit him. So Speed goes off the ropes and goes at Knight and Theory, but as he is doing so, Knight throws Theory into Speed, and then the two of them collide, and Knight is able to grab Theory and hits the BFT and pins him for the win. After the match,
funnier by the fact that Speed is just laying there,
yeah,
not doing anything to stop it.
After the match, Paul sees they lost. He goes ballistic, starts attacking Speed, and he tries to set him up on the announce table, presumably for, one of his big splashes through the table. Paul goes up top, but then the Usos and Knight come back down. They make the save. Paul gets hit with the 1D by the Usos, and then Knight set up Paul on the table and was like, hey, Speed, why don't you splash him? So Speed went up top and did the top rope splash through the table onto Paul, and then, it was a whole bunch of yeeting. So, like you said, this was set up to draw the casuals in.
Yes.
And while I agree with you that I don't think Speed should be having a WrestleMania match, I do have to give the kid credit. Every time he does step in the ring, he tries, he takes bumps. We saw him do that in the Royal Rumble, when he got absolutely obliterated by Braun Breaker. Yeah. And we saw that again tonight where he took some good bumps, and then he went and he hit the splash there through the table, which is painful as hell from what I hear.
Yes.
So
especially those new tables, because they don't have as much give.
Yeah. So I do give him credit. I thought, like, at least in the ring, the story went fairly well. I agree with what you were saying in terms of, like, Danhausen not being there and stuff like that. But because this was on the Deuce and they were trying to draw in the casuals, this almost felt like what used to be a pre-show match.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I joked about it during the cold open. The whole show felt like a pre-show match.
Yeah.
Never has night one felt so inferior to night two. Like, the entire night was booked like it was meant to be the warm-up to night two. Everything you said, I'm on board. It felt very, and I love this from Daniel Hernandez in the comments. These shows are not viewer friendly; they're advertiser friendly.
Yep.
And
well said. Put it on a T-shirt. Quote it. Pin it.
And 100%, that's what this match was. It felt so like the whole show. I feel like I'm just repeating so many talking points that we've said and other people have said, but like it was so distracting when they would do these overhead shots, and I would see every freaking advertisement on the mat.
Yeah,
the corners have Capital One on the turnbuckles. Do you know that now they have fans' names on the mat? I guess for people who paid for like ringside.
I saw that. I was wondering who those people were. They're just fans now?
Yeah. Anybody can buy it. Green shirt guy has one. Alan Owens. He did it at Madison Square Garden.
I know what I'm putting the YouTube money towards now. We're getting our names on the freaking mat so we can advertise, kids. At Market Down Pod on YouTube.
They won't let you put a link. They won't let you do a QR code. I'm sorry.
No, we just put Market Down Podcast on the thing. I'm sure they'll take it.
If they could write the words green shirt guy on there, my first name is Mark. My last name is It Down Pod.
No, your middle name is It and your last name is Down.
Yeah. So
late stage capitalism, baby.
Yeah.
I know the answer is no, but like, would it be better off to just have night one be free and night two be what you pay for? You know what I mean? You
never do it.
I know they won't. I'm just saying, like, would that be more effective?
I don't think so, because realistically, they do this in the hope that a casual person who's watching it will be like, well, fuck, I loved what I just watched. Let me keep watching. As opposed to, okay, I watched a whole night do I really got to pay for night 2 tomorrow?
If
Yeah.
If anything, it might lose them some buys.
Yeah.
I thought it was very weird that as they were leaving hour 1 and moving to the paid portion of the evening on, the streaming service you got to pay for, that they didn't advertise what the next match was. You would think they would put something that would be maybe a little eye-grabbing.
Well, there was a graphic that showed all the matches. They
Right.
just didn't show what the next match was.
Exactly, and you would think they would put something on next that would want to draw casuals in. And I was debating this with one of my friends. Like, obviously, Cody and Randy were going to be the main event, but it's like, okay, who is an eye-catching individual here that you could put on next? Do you want to do maybe Becky and AJ? Because
didn't they put all the women? Like they ended
up doing the women's tag, but they didn't tell you that. And even if they did, you would think they would tell you because the Bella Twins are a bit of a draw for casuals.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Total Divas went far and away.
Mean.
But the Bella Twins, their reach went far and away past just wrestling.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
If you said, guess who's on next? The Bella Twins will be on, and obviously plans changed there, but you at least
did you see what I put on our stories for that
draw?
No, I didn't.
We will talk about it. It's hysterical in my opinion.
But
yeah, it was very weird. But I'm gonna agree with Maria here, and this is I think a theme throughout the night. Mania is not for wrestling fans anymore. It's for WWE fans at best.
No, but it goes beyond that. It's like the Super Bowl is not meant just for football fans.
But you still got football.
For sure. But what I mean is like the casual fan cannot attend the Super Bowl. So they don't do everything they can to just market it to those people. They're trying to get as many casuals as possible. It's why
they can't go.
What?
You just said they can't go.
To watch.
Okay.
To watch. So it's oh my god.
Don't worry about it. But no, I
you're on thin fucking ice, Penguin. You're on thin fucking ice.
I get what you're saying about the Super Bowl, but I think the difference is that under TKO, WWE is, and especially WrestleMania, which is arguably and probably their biggest moneymaker, it's for the shareholders.
Yeah.
It's not really for wrestling fans anymore, unless you can afford it.
Look, I don't even want to get into all of that just because it opens up to such a bigger conversation. The reality is, in terms of appeal, they cared most about putting on the biggest matches possible. And that's not a bad concept for your biggest show of the year. But the biggest matches that you could put on should also be worthwhile emotionally. You should be invested in them. And
they should be good.
I'm not even going to criticize, like, big example was 2 years ago, WrestleMania 40, Jay versus Jimmy. Was the match good? No. The match was bad. Was I still emotionally invested in that match going into it, and I cared about watching it up until it turned into a dumpster fire?
Yeah.
Yes. There was so little tonight that I actually cared about. I wanted to. I cared about the people involved, but everything else felt hollow. So that is the biggest problem about what WrestleMania is becoming. I care about some matches tomorrow for night 2. I do.
Yeah, I'm hyped for a couple of them.
But in general, that's the problem. Like, the best match of the night to me was Gunther versus Seth.
Yeah.
The match had a 2-week build up. And I know there were extenuating circumstances. There were outside circumstances that made it difficult to plan. But you got to give me one or the other. A story that I'm really going to care about or a match that's going to be really good. You need at least one of the two.
Also, it's weird that the guys that they were supposed to originally take on were injured, like apparently aren't. Like, we'll get into that later. So it's like, if you really wanted to, you could go through with these initial plans. You would just kind of have to change them up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, again, just like no contact, till Mania, that kind of thing. And we'll get into that further. and stuff. I don't know. It's just a weird night. Did not go as planned for me. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, no doubt. Just run through a couple comments here before we get to our next match. We have Penguin saying Brandy versus Stephanie open mic night part 2. Who the hell told you it was open night, Mike, bitch?
Put them on that after show. What's the comedian's name?
No. We are not giving that man any amount of oxygen.
Yeah.
Did that go through? I guess is that why they made the show so early so that they could do that without it being like after midnight?
I don't know. It'll be on a WWE streaming partner coming up, but we're not giving that man advertising.
Yeah.
Some more comments here. Penguin saying Danhausen cursed Stephen A. Smith. He did on First Take, and I'm petrified the Knicks are going to lose now.
Did he get booed when they showed him on screen? He did.
Yes.
Right? Yeah,
yes.
That was great. Oh man.
Thank you, WrestleMania crowd.
I was booing the guy from the 49ers. What's his name?
Kittle.
Kittle's fucking amazing. If there is anybody you should like, it would be Kittle.
Kittle, huge Penta fan.
Beyond that, the dude is so cool. What makes him not cool?
I've been over this, the WrestleMania story where we sat in his seats and he gave us the stink eye and then he went over to sit in other seats and he was just, for the entire
that doesn't
show.
like him. That inherently makes Kittle cooler. So
fuck that.
But regardless of all that, let's just say really quickly we got to talk about this. WWE beefing with ESPN was not something I had on my bingo card.
Yeah.
What happened there? What happened?
I really quickly.
So I will check the reporter's name really quick, but basically what happened was the ESPN reporter who mostly covers WWE for them was not provided a media credential for WrestleMania this weekend, and he did not say why. They did not tell him why.
They did not tell him why.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, he didn't say why because they didn't tell him why.
Andreas Hale, by the way.
Yes, thank you. And he is the reporter who both gave WrestlePalooza, which was the inaugural WWE, I'm still going to say pay-per-view, on ESPN. He gave that a C rating, which apparently upset WWE very much.
To the point that they asked ESPN to not use letter grading for their pay-per-views moving forward. So that was the only show that got a letter grade.
Yes.
And let's just be honest, C was a very generous letter.
Yeah, there was one good match on that card.
But bigger.
The other thing he did was he's also the only ESPN reporter to report on the Vince McMahon scandals. And there's still only the one article on all of ESPN doing it, as opposed to...
And this was a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, as opposed to literally every other wrestling news outlet. But they finally reported on it, and I don't know if that played a factor. Obviously, we just don't because no one has said anything. But you would have to imagine this is WWE being SAWFT soft about Mr. Hale's opinions towards the company and their former owner.
And this has upset a lot of people on that level. A lot of sports analysts are very upset. A lot of wrestling analysts are very upset. A lot of people have gone to back for Hale, saying that he is one of the most respected people in the field. Mm-hmm. So this is a holy shit. This is a very dirty thing that's happening. I'll be right back.
All right.
Everything's going off the rails here. Yes, and I want to say, when I said Hale's opinion, I did not mean obviously about what happened with Vince. He was strictly just reporting facts.
Yeah. It's like it's something to report. It's I mean,
it's newsworthy. It's
probably the main reason we don't have press conferences after PLEs anymore. it's that. I would imagine that, and bringing Brock back is why we don't have press conferences with Q&As after PLEs.
Yeah, definitely factors there. Some more comments here, more Danhausen stuff. Danny's saying Danhausen is a night 2 attraction. I concur. My man got his blimp. I'm very happy for him.
Apparently, he was shooting off merch. That's fun. I mean, I wonder if it got dangerous, mod.
No. So he actually, as Penguin saying that Danhausen should curse TKO, Danhausen actually got to go in the Goodyear blimp, like the actual proper Goodyear blimp, and fly around Vegas in it. And then they had the smaller blimps in the stadium, and I think that was dropping merch.
Yeah, but even
throughout
that,
the
I
show.
could see like people fighting over it and like it getting kind of ugly. I only saw the blimp. I didn't see any of the the stuff being thrown. Let's see what my battery life is right now. We're playing.
So Maria saying this felt like a rehearsal. I kind of got you there.
Brutal, but accurate.
Penguin saying that TKO has ruined WWE. Also saying the Jimmy and Jay vignette was better than their match. I think that's fair. We kind of talked about this
too. You know what was nuts about them? Their entrance was Jay's music again.
Yep.
They've been coming out to a different music, but I guess they just really wanted to make sure the crowd yeeted.
Yeah, it was the Just Me Oos,
yeah,
as opposed to their other one. Penguin saying that the Knicks should be fine. Stephen A is a fake fan. Knicks in 4. They did win tonight. They did win tonight.
They did. I think it shows that they're not confident in their current music, that they debuted a new song before Mania. Like
it's been their whole music situation has been very weird lately. Like I know that there was again outside circumstances with like Stephanie Vaquer, but like this new music, nobody likes it. And
Liv Morgan, if you're gonna come out to Trouble, come out to Taylor Swift. Like I don't get it.
You know that's her song. You know that, right?
Yes, but no
So,
one right?
They can't afford Taylor Swift. I'm sorry.
Yes, they can. They just don't want to pay that kind of money.
All right, but my question,
which means they can't afford it.
But she did it because it was her song. She didn't do it because she wanted like a different song. She did it because it's her song.
What,
yeah,
she recorded. People like it. I haven't actually listened to it yet.
Depends on who you ask.
Danny hates it.
Yeah, our pod is very negative on it. I didn't even hear music. I just saw an entrance that I'm going to remember forever.
Bonk.
I did. I bonked a lot.
Not a fan of Danhausen. Literally calling him a disgrace to wrestling.
Damn.
Bro, he's living his best life. It's amazing.
I will say, I think he works in small doses. I think they are going to squeeze that fruit dry very quickly at the rate they're going.
I agree. Like, why did he have to curse Kit Wilson twice in one match? It's like, do the one curse, then do your finisher. You don't have to curse them before you do your finisher. You already cursed them. Like
because it gets the crowd into it.
They were already into it. They just needed the finish. That's all.
I know, but love that Danhausen. We let's say hello to Kevin. What's going on, dude? Saying I'm confused how Cody versus Randy has blood, but not Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre.
Well, we should get to that match, right?
We are about to get into that, so let us.
No, but I can give you the answer before we even get into it.
ESPN.
One show was on ESPN TV. One was on ESPN Plus. So the one
it was on ESPN Unlimited.
Unlimited. Sorry, the one that was on the app that you had to pay for, you get blood. It's part of the DLC. The one that comes for free, no blood.
Yeah, exactly. And
why was that? Why couldn't they have done a different match? Like, why didn't they do?
I agree. I was shocked this was on.
I would have probably put one of the women's matches. Probably this women's tag match.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you said, the Bellas are a casual draw.
Like, I'm just saying, like,
no, it's a good thing to it. It's not an offense thing to the ladies. It's like that's a compliment to the ladies to put them on the free. Anybody who's on the free show is in the best spot. There's a reason Oba and Brock is opening tomorrow. They want as many eyes on that match as possible. And they really want Oba to feel like a big deal, even if he loses.
Yeah. And even think about it this way. And I know this sounds funny, but like there are going to be a huge amount of people watching this just because ESPN2 is on in bars and the bartender's not paying attention.
That's a good point.
And so now thousands of people are watching hour one of WrestleMania. And even if they don't necessarily watch it immediately, maybe they go home and it's like, yo, I really enjoyed hour one. Maybe I should go and watch the rest of it later. And so even if you don't get the live view, you get the view later. And more importantly for ESPN, you get that subscription and you're on your bike and everything's good. So that's why I thought this was a weird spot for this match, especially it being unsanctioned. You would think there would be more violence and more blood, and it would be better suited for the paid portion of the show. But alas, it was not meant to be. As for the match itself, very much like Jacob Fatu's entrance with the fire dancers. I thought that was pretty lit. Drew had a really cool one too. That stone kind of, being I don't even know the word. Like it was like lit on fire, like it was like the fuse in Mission Impossible, and then that going down. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Another good subtle detail. I like the referee wearing a black shirt as opposed to the referee's shirt.
Yeah.
Because it was unsanctioned.
Unsanctioned, yeah.
Yep. To note here, we had Drew kicked out of Fatu's moonsault. Apparently, that was the first time ever in WWE. And for the ending here, Fatu hit Drew with the toolbox that was introduced very early in the match, hit him right in the head, and Drew fell backwards onto a table, which was in the ring. And then Fatu went up and hit that double springboard moonsault through the table, and he ended up picking up the win. So this was a fine, it was a good plunder match, James. I think there was actually a table spot that Fatu had right before this on the outside, but before the end, excuse me. So it was fun. Again, it's just a weird spot for this match for me. And
I think the idea was they were trying to appeal to people who are like, oh, I remember hardcore matches. This is a hardcore match. This is a no DQ match. Like I remember that from the Attitude Era.
Yep.
Like that's
back in my day.
Yeah. God, we're old. I think that's what they were. I think that's what they were aiming for. But for me, I could have kicked out of that table spot. I think. Maybe because I just watched too much AEW. But I'm like, a table spot put him down. Really?
It was a table spot with a finisher that no one had kicked out of until tonight.
I'm being facetious.
Yes.
But at the same time, it's hard for WWE to pull off a hardcore match for me nowadays, considering other places have people getting stabbed with syringes
and forks.
And it's hard for me to be like, that's a hardcore match, So for better or for worse, I don't even know if WWE should really try that anymore. But
especially unsanctioned, just because I feel like when AEW does unsanctioned, and I really do hate comparing, but they do the lights out and it's at the end of the match and they just go balls to the wall with it, as opposed to this was literally the second thing.
Something.
What'd you say, Matt? Sorry, you were muted. What'd you say, buddy?
Sorry. They should have gone out into the crowd and brawled. They should have done something.
I don't know if they're allowed to in Vegas. The sports might not let them.
Well, Vegas is usually pretty lax with their athletic commission stuff, but that's why
New York. You can't.
That's why UFC is mostly based in Vegas, because Nevada was one of the few places that actually allowed MMA to happen, as opposed to literally almost every other state. So there are different rules, obviously, like you mentioned, for different states. So I don't know what, in terms of going out in the crowd, would mean. But I mean, I know the Usos came in through the crowd. So they had a good match. Maria said, there were some big meaty men slapping meat. There was that aspect of it. It was very hard hitting. Just a weird placement, I think. Some other comments here from Maria. She thought there was a great entrance. I'm assuming she means Jacob, but both men I thought had really cool ones. Especially Drew didn't have a freaking branded one this year.
Yeah.
But she thought the wrong man won.
I am a way bigger Drew fan than I am a Jacob fan. Jacob probably should have won because this is his first Mania, and it's very clear they're trying to push him as a big deal.
It's his second. He won the U.S. title last year against LA.
Did he?
I was going to say, he did.
That's on me.
He's got a streak now.
He does have a streak. That's on me. Last year's Mania does not exist in my brain.
2 wins is back-to-back. 3 is a streak.
Yeah. What was that, Matt?
Night 1 was way better. Like, you just
Last
watched
year?
Night 1, like, the main event's amazing.
Yeah. So, all right, my bad on that. But I understand that they still, regardless, they do want to establish Jacob as this big deal. Like, he's now beaten a former world champion, a former WWE champion. So that is a big deal. The problem is Drew shouldn't be losing the way he's losing. It's not that Jacob won is a problem. It's that Drew lost is the problem. I said it while watching the match, and I said it as soon as the match was over. I cannot wait for this man to leave this company. I don't think he's going to. I think he's there for life because it's what he wants. And Godspeed, God bless for that. but I cannot wait. I would love to see him literally anywhere else. Anywhere else. Like, I feel that way about LA Knight as well. I would love for Knight to go literally anywhere else.
Shoes of a champion.
Yep.
I would have loved to have seen this match be combined with the main event, and they would have been a fatal 4-way. And you could have had Randy win the title. And again, it's a fatal 4-way. Anything goes. You can take a pin in a fatal 4-way and not look terrible. Like, you can like literally get low blowed, clobbered in the head with a chair, and
Punted.
like handcuffed to the ropes, and then get pinned. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's way out. There's like kind of weaseling your way out, even if you have to take the loss and get the title on Randy. And hell, you could give it back to Cody the next month, or have him have a decent reign, whatever works. But definitely have the rematch be Cody Randy next month, and it's fresh, it's interesting, and you got all 4 of these guys in the main event, and they probably would have had an insane match with blood that we would have gotten for Jacob and Drew as well.
I don't know that I could deal with my 6th Samoan main eventing WrestleMania.
But it's Jacob Fatu.
I love Jacob. I'm not ready yet.
I'm a big fan of Jacob too. I think in terms of where everything was set up post Drew losing the title to Cody, maybe a triple threat.
With Drew or with Jacob?
With Drew.
Yeah.
Jacob was supposed to get that match, and then like they did like a DQ finish or something. Like he was supposed to get that title match. Was involved?
In all honesty, I don't keep up with a lot of SmackDown. It's a little.
I got you.
Yeah, it's Friday night. I'm busy.
It's tough. I get it, and it's 3 hours again, and I'm like,
that. So I did miss a little bit of the story points for some of the SmackDown stuff. He's entitled to a title match. Let's just put it that way. Like, fair. Okay, so that makes a little more sense then.
Yeah.
Just a couple more comments here. Marie saying Drew had his chance to leave to AEW, and I guess he chose to resign.
He resigned, I think, last year, and I get it. He
likes what he's doing. It seems so.
I can't be mad at him for doing what he loves. I can't be mad at someone for going where they want to go. As a fan, it's just not where I would love to see him.
Fair
at the moment.
And one more comment here, really quick. Maria saying, and I don't want to spend too much time on this, but was Darby versus MJF better than Cody versus Randy?
Yeah.
And I would say the emotion of it was, but I think they're very hard to compare just because Darby versus MJF was so quick and was more of a moment as opposed to a full match.
I was satisfied watching Darby MJF. I was not satisfied watching Cody Randy.
Yes, I would agree with you there. But I think kind of what I said on Wednesday, Darby versus MJF is not going to get a star rating from Meltzer, but it'll get 3 paragraphs.
Yeah.
Cody versus Randy will get a star rating.
Yeah.
And it probably will also get 3 paragraphs, probably about how he didn't like it. That would be my guess from Dave there. But who knows what ends up happening with him. Okay, moving on to our next match. We had that women's 4-way tag team title match. It was the Irresistible Forces, which is Lash Legend and Nia Jax, who were champions coming in. They were facing off against Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, who had on butterfly wings so big that I'm pretty sure she would have got blown away if the wind blew too hard. We also had the team of Lyra, Valkyria, and Bayley were the best. And then we were supposed to have the Bella Twins. Now, Nikki had gotten hurt a few weeks back, and I heard her say on the post show she broke and sprained her ankle at the same time.
I don't know. How do you do that?
She really fucked her ankle up. And she had surgery, and it seems like she's progressing nicely. So hopefully she can get healthy soon. But because Nikki was hurt, they had to bring in a replacement. Now, rumor was they were holding out that spot for the Kabuki Warriors, which is why the Io Asuka match never got to WrestleMania, and as of now, still isn't on the fucking card.
It's insane that we're not getting. There is one extra match tonight than there is tomorrow. Why not just put it on the fucking card?
I'm hoping they just do it without it actually being announced and like impromptu and just do it.
If they just start brawling and like, okay, we're gonna have a match, like kind of random, like
I'm fine with it.
Have them brawling through the crowd. They make their way to the ring, and they have to have a match. Make Kairi Sane the special guest referee or get her involved in some capacity. But this tag match, sorry, I don't mean to take over here, but this is hilarious. We talked about who came out instead.
Well, I was literally about to, which is how I got to the Kabuki Warriors. But instead of them, WWE made a signing in the past couple of days, and the replacement for one Nikki Bella was the returning Paige.
Paige was here.
Paige here. So Paige
crowd
came back.
Loved it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very excited. I forgot how much I missed that theme song.
I mean, it's better than anything fucking Ronnie Radke could come up with.
Yep. I'm surprised you even gave him the oxygen to say his name. I'm very happy for her. She seemed like she was very emotional coming out. She was very emotional after the match. I still don't understand why it's her, the woman who went to war with the Bella Twins to the point where they had to bring up girls from NXT to help her. Now is tagging with the freaking Bella Twins.
Yeah, Nikki was like, I called an old friend. I'm like, you have never been friends on screen, ever.
All right, guys.
Literally the anti-diva got called by the lead divas.
I would like to present you Exhibit A. The NWO coming to help Sting take on D-Generation X.
We no one understands what was going on there. X-Pac was the most confused person on the planet.
That poor bastard.
X-Pac had to flip a coin. That's what he had to do. And he's like, the numbers add up. Okay.
He should have just punched himself in the face. That would have been great.
Yeah.
He should have just been in the center with them. Like, just been like,
He literally just kind of went, as like
somehow X-Pac wins the match.
Oh, also, let's not forget that the Outsiders are also part of the clique. Like, that was
exactly. Yeah. That's my whole point. None of it matters.
I was in college and I was hammered and I was marking the fuck out.
Oh, I was there marking the fuck out. I was thinking, why are they here? I don't care. They're here. Oh my God, that's cool.
Wow. You hear that music, you're going to go. All right,
I showed up late, so that was the match I missed. And I'm like, okay, I'm good. He lost. I don't need to watch it.
So anyway, this is one of those, these are things you don't have to worry about because wrestling isn't real moments.
Yeah.
But here's where it gets worse. Like, Paige should be in the middle of that lineup. Instead, it's Nikki Bella, like with a crutch, walking down this entirely way too long stage. Then she can't keep up, so Paige and Brie have to go in front of her. And Nikki is trailing behind in the most Michael Scott-esque moment I've ever seen. It's Michael Scott at Phyllis's wedding with the wheelchair for Phyllis's dad. Phyllis's dad gets up, is like, I'm okay. And Michael Scott is dragging the wheelchair behind because he will not accept defeat. He has to be a part of this moment. Nikki Bella, you are Michael Scott. This is your Michael Scott moment. What were you doing? It was so cringe. It was so bad. It was sad to watch.
I'll also say for the entrance too, I was listening to Paige on the post show and she was like, I was so excited. Like, she was like, I forgot how many people there are. Like, I couldn't see the end of them. She goes, I forgot how to skip.
It was really awkward seeing her walk down the ring.
She was just like, she was like, I completely blanked out. She was like, what does Paige do on the way to the ring? Like, she completely forgot what to do. And
she couldn't skip because they would have had an even larger gap between her and Nikki Bella.
I mean,
she would not accept defeat. She should have just gone to the back.
Admittedly, well, I mean, no, she was integral to the finish of the match.
I was saying, literally changed the ending.
But I mean, let's be fair. Paige also forgot what Paige did in the ring when she was in AEW too.
Yeah. Nice. I was going to say, Maria's saying Paige cannot perform in this era. She was terrible in AEW. I'm going to get back to that, but it just kind of was what you were saying. I'm going to just jump into the match here really quick. I was very excited. This was an actual proper four-way.
Yeah,
as
me too.
To just
I knew you were going to. I knew you were going to talk about it. I totally agree.
Now, I don't know if that meant it was no DQ.
I mean, any multi-person match is inherently no DQ. Because how do you DQ anybody?
Yeah. Now, everyone didn't wrestle that way. And then we got to the end here where Charlotte hit a natural selection on Paige. Also, I forgot how much I love natural selection. Charlotte, never uses it anymore.
Thank you for saying that. I thought the same thing. I was like, I can't remember the last time I saw her hit this.
Yeah. Side note, they had a bit of a stare-off, right before that, too. I kind of wish Bayley was in the ring for it. I know it wasn't, the submission sorority team, but I'm still calling them
PPV,
that.
sir.
Yeah, no, it's submission sorority kids. But
Don't
it's
look
still
it up, kids. Do not look it up.
yeah. If you do, put on incognito mode. I would have liked to see Bayley in there, but I get it. Fine. Anyway, so Charlotte hits natural selection. She then tags in Alexa Bliss, and she goes up top to set up for the Twisted Bliss as Charlotte pulls Paige over into the splash zone. And then Charlotte, who is now no longer legal, gets pulled out of the ring by Nikki Bella, who then just beats the shit out of her with her crutch. And Alexa gets distracted, and then she's like, oh shit, I have to hit the Twisted Bliss. She goes for it. Paige gets the knees up, and then Paige takes Alexa and hits the Rampage, and she and Brie Bella win the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships.
It's so weird, dude. Like, first of all, so I was watching this with my dad, and he was excited. Paige came back, and he's like, are the Bellas heels or face? And I'm like, I don't even know.
They were super heels.
Yeah.
Or at least Nikki was when she was fighting Stephanie Vaquer, but now
Nikki's hurt, like, she's sympathetic, and also they need Paige to come back as a face, so they're automatically faces.
When Brie came back, she kind of like she helped turn Nikki face, but yeah, now they're fucking cheating.
Like,
they can do whatever they want to the Bella Twins. Who's gonna stop them? You, me?
If I could, I would.
The Michael Scott reference that I made.
Somebody stop me.
But yeah, no, that was silly. I enjoyed the matchup for what it was. I'm a big fan of Lash Legend, so I'm happy that she got to have a moment.
Yeah, I like her. She's on the rise, and I actually like her with Nia.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
You know, they're like two powerhouses. And so no, I think Nia has not only improved a lot in the ring. I credit her for trying to put this out, getting into better shape. You know, and
she's in good ring shape.
Yeah, she's in great ring shape.
Is she on Ozempic? Someone's asked me that, and I did not know.
This man was doing his goddamn best to handle it as so well as possible. I don't know how to say this. I'm going to be delicate in how I say it. She got in great shape. And then Matt's like, is she on Ozempic?
Off the top rope.
AJ Francis is on Ozempic. It's a thing.
There's no
it's on Ozempic. And you know, we're not judging anybody who is. Like, it's a useful medical tool for some people. Whatever she has done, I credit her for doing it. Yes. And I think it has that, and you know, actually busting her ass to be better in the ring has really turned me around on Nia as an in-ring talent. I always liked Nia. I always just had my problems with her in the ring, and part of that was I think she got pushed too soon when she, you know, was first coming up.
Yeah,
but.
I got on board with her last summer, let it be stated. And,
yeah, it's definitely happened.
If it was not unflirting. If it was what's the word? Can't think of the word. Fuck.
Well, while you think of it, I would say I agree with you. It's this is the opinion I've had. I think for the last year or so. It's just I haven't really gotten a chance to voice it here on the pod because I don't usually do the WWE shows. So I just wanted to give Nia a lot of credit. But yeah, I think overall this match was okay.
Yeah,
James, I have nothing bad to say about it. It was just once again, you know, welcome everybody to Monday Night Raw. Here was your women's tag match.
Matches like these are inherently hard to value, and they're inherently hard to rate because there's always so much going on, and you never feel like anybody really ever gets a true long moment to shine. Like, there are moments you'll remember, especially like the finish and stuff like that.
Paige, Charlotte, stare off.
Exactly. So it's always hard. I enjoyed it for what it was. I'm glad they got as many women on the card as possible. Again, I have to question that this match happened tonight because there were 3 women's matches tonight, and there's only going to be one tomorrow.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I don't know why they would have put this match tonight when you could have done it tomorrow and spread out how many women are on both your shows.
And you could have made it in a match number 2 tomorrow.
Yeah,
so we're getting Brock. What's the number 2 match?
The ladder match. The ladder match.
For the ladder match on TV.
Yeah.
So I still say this one you do it match number 2 tonight, and then maybe I would say. You could have both women world champions on Sunday. I know they like to spread them across, but like, does it really matter? Like,
I think maybe you could have done Becky AJ tomorrow, but arguably they're the biggest names in the women's roster that were on tonight. Like, I love Liv and I love Stephanie, but Becky and AJ are probably almost certainly bigger names.
I would say so too. Yeah, I think maybe they wanted Seth and Becky on the same night. I don't think that matters inherently. So I would
back
say
to back, no less.
Yeah,
and that's the match I missed. I was really bummed. Like,
Yeah.
I missed a lot tonight, but that was the one I fucking dressed up for. So I missed that one.
sorry, pal.
It's all right. It's all right. When do we get to the no, keep going. I'll just play along.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think I do agree with you, Matt. It was like I think we were talking about earlier. You could have put this match on second to try to draw the casuals in with the Bellas, but again, considering where it was, you think they would have advertised it to try to draw people in with the Bellas to buy, the subscription.
They have a brand. They have a brand.
Yeah.
They've built a brand. It's impressive, honestly. And again, we had a bunch of other really talented competitors in this match. So yeah, I would have put it number 2 to for free on ESPN to draw more people in.
I would also like to say that probably the best thing that came from this match was the post-match picture backstage where Nikki,
I missed it.
It's so silly. Or at least I find it silly. Nikki, Brie, Paige, and AJ are all backstage. They throw up the 4s, and they say the original 4 horsewomen.
Fuck out of here. I mean,
just the
we
audacity.
can't even get that match. Come on.
The audacity.
Well, they were the only women's match at WrestleMania 31, right? Was that tag match?
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Let me tell you, I still don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, let me tell you, like, every WrestleMania before it probably only had one women's match too. Like, what does that mean? Like, I love the Bellas. I love Paige. I love AJ. I don't even think time-wise they're still the original 4 horsewomen. I think the MMA horsewomen predate them too.
I think it's just AJ really did the most, but maybe the Bellas put the most eyes on the product. But again, AJ did the most. She's the one that got the women t-shirts. Like,
I in general,
merch in general. She's the one that got the women merch. Women did not have merch, like, except for maybe 1 or 2 exceptions. The women did not have merch until AJ's like, I want a shirt.
Yeah, I do want to say I'm very happy for Paige. She, like as I mentioned earlier, she was very emotional following this match. So, congratulations to her. She said she's like, I'm home. Like, I grew up here in WWE in the post show. So, shouts to her. Her and Big E had a very long hug. I know they were close.
That's sweet.
So it was nice to see them, get together again for a while.
Who doesn't love
Big
E?
Imaginable. Everyone loves Big E, the original big meaty man slapping meat.
Yep.
So just to get to some comments here, mostly from Maria, actually all from Maria. Maria saying, why not
one from somebody else? But
why not Io Sky? Oh, you're right. Sorry, same color there. Why not Io Sky as opposed, I guess, to Paige? Honestly, not a bad call.
I wouldn't, because if you put her in that spot, you cut her off from being able to team up with Rhea.
Not only that, also too, I think the plan was, it seemed to me at least, that the Bella Twins were going to win the titles. Yeah. And obviously Nikki getting her through a wrench in and having Paige come back and get the title win is a good idea. And then eventually at some point when
she's going to give it up in a month.
Well, at some point I bet you like Nikki gets healthy, they drop the titles, and then Nikki and Brie turn on Paige, and then maybe we get the Bella Twins versus Paige and AJ rematch.
I think Nikki's straight up gonna ask for the title in a month. I think she's gonna get better. She's like, okay, thanks for place holding that for me. I'll take it from here. I think that's gonna happen.
Maria making a joke about Nia saying she's taking the substance in reference to the movie. We have a comment here from Ash Roy saying that Punk is going to beat Roman Reigns due to The Rock's involvement. And Dom Mysterio is going to lose, and Balor drops the title and beats Punk at SummerSlam.
What? Interesting. All right. So what Ash is saying is that Dom is going to drop the title to Balor, and then at SummerSlam we'll take the title off of Punk.
Mysterio will.
Yes, Dom.
Okay. I think you're saying Balor, but okay.
I'm here for Dom
I'd be
being
here for
a
it.
champ.
I'd be here
Yeah,
for it.
he's gonna get there at some point. I think the world heavyweight's probably a good spot for him.
And will the
To
Judgment
start,
Day
yeah.
be involved by that point? We'll see.
What was that?
Will the Judgment Day still be involved at that point?
I think so for that moment, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think Judgment Day makes it to next Mania. But granted, I feel like I've been saying that at like every Mania. So I don't I don't really know. But we'll see. We'll see. I think it would be good for his first title reign to have people around him.
Yeah. It just works with his character.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we can extend it, I guess.
I want to get back to something I put up earlier from Marie here, saying Paige cannot perform in this era. She was terrible in AEW.
She was.
I think she will be better in WWE because there isn't as much of an emphasis on in-ring work as opposed to AEW, where that is, the main point of the product.
The bar is lower.
Yes.
The bar is different.
And yeah, we are the bar. But I think because she can still obviously talk great and she's in the tag team here, I think she'll be a little more protected, at least in the short term. We'll see how things go on a longer timeline. But I think she'll be pleasantly surprising for a lot of people. And the nostalgia at minimum will keep her going for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Yep.
I agree. When you're rooting for somebody, you're more likely to give them some passes too.
Yeah.
Like I was rooting for her hard in AEW. It was a bust for unfortunate reasons. And she explained it too. She said she was not confident in herself. And I think she was also nervous about taking bumps. I think subconsciously she was afraid of getting hurt again. I think now that she knows that she can do it, she's also like, no judgment, just saying, she's also in much better shape now than she was when she was in AEW. So I think that
Ozempic.
No.
Do I have to fucking put you in timeout?
Obviously.
What a heel Matt is.
Gotta laugh though.
I do
the intended purpose.
I do think it's funny that somebody we're worried about ring work is now tag team champs with Brie Bella. It's
Somebody-
a race.
Somebody said, I think it was in our chat, James, like Brie cannot hit the left yes kick. She's got the right kick down. That left one just not her thing. But I think, similar to Paige, like Bella still have a little bit of, at least Brie especially, they still got a little bit of the nostalgia pop, and it's going to help carry them. And that actually can help lead us into our next match. AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch. A lot of people have been arguing AJ has the nostalgia pop going for her and isn't exactly at her peak game.
I can't blame her when she's been gone for like a decade.
Yeah.
And has wrestled 3 matches since being back.
Exactly. So
come on.
Yeah. Real quick, Maria asking, did one of the Thunderbolt actresses play Paige in the movie? Yes, it was Florence Pugh. Yeah.
That's actually how I met Florence too, when she was promoting the movie.
Was the Machine there too?
Thankfully, no. Different Florence.
I know.
Although I wouldn't be opposed to meeting that Florence either.
I thought you were talking about Burt Crenshaw, the Machine. It was like, you didn't like Burt Crenshaw back then? Like,
first of all, I believe it's Kreischer, not Crenshaw. Yes. Yes, the Machine is one of my all-time favorite stand-up bits. Okay.
Yeah.
So Becky, AJ Lynch for the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship. Becky had the Wonder Years play her out live.
That was cool.
Danny,
that was a cool moment.
Were lip syncing terribly, but I liked it. Becky loves her theme, and while I miss the old theme, I'm happy she likes her theme a lot.
Yeah.
Really quick for the women's tag match, I forgot. Charlotte and Lyra had a quick, back and forth, and that was really good.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, back to this. So, Jessica Carr was the referee for this match.
She played her part beautifully here.
She really did.
Oh, wait, one thing before we get into the match. I don't understand the AJ entrance at all.
So, I thought of it as, for those of you who didn't see it, although I assume most of you did, she had a bunch of, like little girls come out dressed as her holding women's Intercontinental Championships. And I just kind of assumed it was her, like, trying to, I guess, kind of show her influence over, young girls and, and stuff like that. That's kind of what it felt like. I don't know if any of them were, involved with some organization or something, but that it just kind of felt like she wanted to, just uplift, young girls. That's all I can really say.
mean, Bianca did it and she did it with like a group, like it was specifically a dance squad. And then John Cena did it with a bunch of Make-A-Wish kids. So it feels like the same vibe, but like also, are these random kids? How do we come up with these kids? What's the story here? Is there
that part is the least important part to me as to how they fish these kids out for this.
Yeah, it's more Nagel didn't mention anything, so
yeah, it's more like Cena always appealed to kids. Bianca is the female Cena, appeals to kids. AJ Lee was a psychopath for a very long time.
The horny one.
No, the character was let's be honest.
Yeah,
AJ Lee, the character, was an insane person.
But
she was the manic pixie dream girl.
Crusher Connor loved her. He wanted her to be less crazy, but he loved it. What? It's true.
Yeah, no, I'm laughing because you're right. I'm remembering, that happened.
He's like, you need to stop with your craziness.
That was cute. Yeah, that was cute. Yeah.
Oh, in her post-wrestling career, I think this is something AJ has been focusing on.
Yeah.
That's probably why she did do the entrance.
Fine. I'm not crazy about it, but I get it. Anyway, let's move on. My bad.
Back to Jessica Carr. Due to her being in the match, her and Becky were getting into it the whole time. Becky took the turnbuckle off at one point, and Carr got in her face and retied the pad back on. Eventually, they ended up shoving each other at one point, and that led to a pinfall, but not the finish. Actually led to AJ hitting a manhandle slam onto Becky, and Becky ended up kicking out of that. So then AJ got in the Black Widow, and Becky was able to get to the ropes and also use AJ's hair to get out of it. And when AJ jumped off of her, Becky ended up in that same corner, and she was able to take the turnbuckle pad back off because Carr didn't tie it tight enough.
I loved commentary on this, by the way. I think it was Barrett, and he was just like, the turnbuckle pad fell into Becky's hands while she was in the corner.
That crooked referee didn't tie it tight enough, man. So AJ then charged at Becky in the corner, but Bex pulled Carr in front of her. So AJ had to, pull up, and then Carr, I don't know if she got out of the way or Becky threw her, but either way, she was away and wasn't looking, and Becky was able to use that distraction to pull AJ into the exposed turnbuckle, and then she hit the manhandle slam, and she won back the Intercontinental Championship and defeated that crooked referee, Jessica Carr. So, as
somebody has a favorite.
Yes. I was going to say as our resident Becky stan, but Matt is also, our other resident Becky stan. So we're both very happy as Matt's going to change his headwear real quick.
You can't beat me. Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm number one. Even though I missed I can't even do the voice right now. I missed the match. I missed the fucking match. I missed it.
It was good. I enjoyed it, but I think it was more about the story. I don't want to say the story with Jessica Carr. But
that doesn't sound good at all.
But it was a good part of the match. Because, again, comparing it to Wednesday, for example, I knew Aubrey needed to be the referee in the main event just because of what had been established earlier. There's been a lot established with Becky and Jessica Carr, so there is a level of payoff with her being involved in this unintentionally, unfortunately for her. I said this in our chat, and I stand by it. It's very conflicting because we all love Becky. Obviously, there are levels to this.
Clearly,
John, I'm so sorry. I hope there was some elements of the night that you liked, but we agree tonight was a little bit of a disappointment. But hopefully, you like our show better than the actual show. But I hope you're having a good night. It's conflicting because yes, we all love Becky. We all appreciate Becky, babyface or heel. We love Becky. But inherently, we should be rooting for AJ as the babyface. But as smarks, we should be rooting for Becky because AJ is a part-timer this was her third match. And her second match since winning the title. So it was very conflicting to cheer for someone who's so blatantly cheating in not a fun way. And
it's fun for me.
And to just to see it play out this way, because now it's not sad. Like, I'm not satisfied. Like, if I'm a pure mark here and I'm cheering for my babyface to win in AJ, there's probably not going to be another match. Like, I'd be shocked if there's a third match. And if there is, more than likely, Becky should win that one too.
And that might be the go home for AJ.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a weird thing to do.
I hope we do get AJ and Paige versus the Bellas. Like, if AJ is going to stick around, like that, I think that would be a good one to, pull the trigger.
I have to stop everything we're doing now because I think I just got the best comment we've ever had in the history of this podcast.
I read it real quick too. Hello, Curtis.
Curtis, I need you to know. I need you to hear what I'm saying, Curtis. If you're watching right now, none of what I'm about to say is me being sarcastic or in character. I am being as genuine as possible. Curtis's comment is he had a vision. Punk is about to pin Roman, and Jeff Hardy appears and costs Punk the title, and then disappears and never steps foot in WWE ever again, because that's what this creative does. I would implode upon myself. Like a dying star in the sky. I would simply combust and probably end everything surrounding me.
Just turn into a black hole and suck in everything around you.
I will be in Vegas tomorrow. Whoever did this, thank you. I will be in Vegas tomorrow. And the last time Jeff Hardy returned at WrestleMania, I was also there. And I don't know how I'm still corporeal after that. If that happens tomorrow and Jeff Hardy costs CM Punk and we get some type of closure on the Punk Hardy feud from, I think, 2009, I don't think I need to watch wrestling anymore because I will have gotten anything and everything I've ever needed out of this sport. Is it the right move? Not in the slightest. Will I, James Gisanti, be perfectly fulfilled? Absolutely. It's the type of thing that the MCU is built on, apparently. It is the type of storytelling that warms my heart. So, Curtis, I don't know if you're a follower of ours already. I don't know if you're still watching, but if you are, I need you to know that I love you. And that's all that matters.
Curtis.
Thank you, Curtis. That was probably one of the best soliloquies we've ever had here on the pod. Maria thinks it would be terrible, but
no, guys, I need you to hear me. It would be awful. It would be awful, and I think Curtis is saying it would be awful.
Yeah,
but I would be happy. Do I need it? I don't need it to be good. I just need to be happy, and it would make me very happy.
I think Curtis literally said that as a dig at WWE creative, and James just took that as the I need this.
I love it. Like, it's absolutely 100% like correct, but also 100% on board.
Yes.
So Curtis, what happened next? Is it the return that I think it is? Because
we had another match.
Fuck.
Yeah.
No, that return. We're not going to get to that return till the end. Matt, unfortunately, that's the last thing we're going to end up covering. But
the one with Cena? That
yes.
one?
Yeah.
God damn it. All right. I can't. I have to tap out because I literally.
Do you want to? We can quickly cover it if you have to go.
Yeah,
So this was okay. So right before the main event, it was post Stephanie Vaquer and Liv Morgan, which we will get to. John Cena comes out, announces the crowd attendance number. Yes, to
5,000,
50,000.
Yeah, and change.
Yeah,
and then Bianca Belair makes her return. We haven't seen Bianca in a long time. She has a really gnarly finger injury, which sounds weird, but I've seen the pictures.
It's rough. By the way, it is 50,816. That was the announced number for the
So
the finger injury was so bad. I'm just like, do we consider like amputation? Like if this thing's never going to get better and it's not like a thumb.
I think now that she had this latest surgery, more than likely it's going to be okay, especially because she's going to have some time off regardless to feel it. But yeah.
I was like actually kind of keeping an eye on her hands. You couldn't see any, she was like at a point where she would try to move it and like whatever was bad, like it would break back open, and her like finger would split back apart. So I didn't see any sutures. I didn't like.
Yeah, I didn't either. I was paying attention.
She didn't have any covers on it. So hopefully she's doing that well in that aspect. After obviously she comes back out and says how much she misses everybody. She then revealed that there was one more person to add to the attendance number because she is pregnant. So congratulations to her and to Montez Ford, who was not out there for any of this.
That was really weird. Like, really weird. You just have Bianca Belair, who's pregnant, and John Cena in the ring. It is a really weird look. This is really tone deaf, WWE. Like,
I don't think it's...
Unless you have some kind of plan, like for this pregnancy or returning Montez Ford back, like this is a really weird look.
I don't think it's that serious or deep. I think it's a matter of they wanted to have a nice moment where they announced the attendance figures, and that was a good segue. Cena was like, actually, it's 817 because maybe he's pro-life. But I get why they did it the way they did it. I feel bad for Montez Ford, but I think the reality is, and I joked about it, he's a tag team wrestler in WWE. They don't put those people on TV.
Unless you're related to The Rock.
Yeah. I do think the reality is they just don't care enough.
And that's a bad look.
Why?
Well, I kind of agree with Matt here.
Employees, they met here. They got married. They're together. We all know they're together. They have a reality show for WWE that shows that they are together. And you can't even be like, I'm like pregnant. Like, okay, you're pregnant. Who's the father? Well, we know, but you can't even acknowledge him. But like, Cena's in the ring.
But that's not about him. It's about Bianca Belair hasn't been on TV in over a year. Wow, Bianca Belair is on my TV. Oh my God, Bianca Belair is pregnant.
And then you have Montez Ford. Then you have him because he also hasn't been on TV in a long time.
But there's a difference.
To have him as a single star.
He's not on TV because they don't want to book him. Bianca Belair, who's a far bigger star, hasn't been on TV because she's been injured and now incubating. So it
takes two to tango. It's weird. What if Naomi made the pregnancy?
When Beyonce showed her baby bump at whatever fucking event, they didn't pan to Jay-Z.
I don't know what event that was. I can't say, but did they have a man next to her that wasn't Jay-Z?
All right, but John Cena was already in the ring. Nobody's implying John Cena's the dad.
I understand. It's still a weird fucking look.
I think your brain is weird. I don't think that is in any way what they were going for.
All right. Time out.
It's weird.
Time out. There's a middle ground here that I think could and probably should have been achieved, where I think what they should have done was the way they had done things, but then I think towards the end there, you probably just have Tez like run out and hug her and like run in the ring together. And because it is WWE canon that they are together. As Matt mentioned, they have the TV show together, or at least they did. Everyone knows that they are married. I think it was just a little, I don't know if weird's the word, but like
tone deaf.
Should Angelo have come out too? Because he's the tag team partner of Montez Ford and hasn't been on TV the equal amount of time as Montez Ford.
But like, I think they should have been, unless they didn't want to, I think they should have been allowed to celebrate as a couple. This is the way they wanted to explain to the world why Bianca's not going to be there for at least another year. Because I guess hopefully her finger is starting to heal up. So they decided to announce it this way. I think Tez should have been involved.
So you know who's to blame here? Montez Ford. Because he chose to stay in a tag team with Angelo Dawkins for however many years.
We don't know.
What are you doing?
It's on record This man chose to stay in a tag team with Dawkins because he didn't want to leave his man behind.
Okay, and they were tag team champions last year, so it had been working out for them.
What are you doing?
And that's great. But maybe if he was a single star, he'd be a higher profile guy getting booked at fucking WrestleMania, and then he could be with his wife on the program. But you know what? That's the choice he decided not to make.
I don't even think the man had to be standing next to her. I don't even think he would have had to say a word. They could have, John Cena does his, add one to the thing. And then as like they're starting to transition, the music's playing, Tez could like run into the ring and hug her and like hold her hand up, whatever. Like that's all I'm saying. He just should have been.
Thank you. I'm not saying he should have been there like on the entrance ramp when she came out, because then that would have like been able to maybe like be like, oh, what's going on here? You know what I mean? Because it was a huge shock that she was pregnant, at least for me.
Yeah,
I think it would have been less shocking had Rev been there. I already explained it, Maria. I'm with
you, girl.
I don't think for me. I'm not going to say it's a bad look. I just don't understand why he wasn't there. That's all
I'll settle for that. I'll settle for
it too.
Shout out to No Remedy. I know he's had a couple of comments here tonight, and we'll get to them in a second. Shout out for you to joining us. But Cole did acknowledge Tez after the announcement as they were transitioning into what was next. So they did acknowledge the fact that they were together. Like I said,
I didn't hear that. I could not hear at the bar.
Yeah, he did, and he mentioned like, oh, obviously her husband Montez Ford. Congratulations to him as well. Like almost like a throw-in. And like I don't understand why he wasn't out there in some way, shape, or form. I'm pretty sure Matt already made that joke on our Instagram.
Yeah. Curtis, you're on one tonight, and I'm here for it, pal. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I gotta go. I gotta be up early tomorrow before I go to a watch party in Astoria at Murphy's.
What could go wrong? Godspeed.
It's not the same setup. So
I think is that the bar with all the Mets stuff in it?
Probably, yeah. Come through.
Yeah, I know that bar. I'm not going to be able to, but it's a good place to watch WrestleMania. I did it a couple of years ago. So have fun. Yeah, if you guys are in Astoria and you run into Matt, say hi. And, maybe we'll put you on the Instagram.
All right. Take it easy. I will.
Thank you for joining us, Matt.
Thanks for having me, guys. Love you. Have a good night. James, have a safe trip tomorrow. Enjoy.
Thank you, pal. Thank you.
All right. Let's hit some other comments here that we didn't get to. John, earlier from back before, saying Paige winning the tag titles was bullshit. It was a weird situation. Like I said, I think the Bellas were going to win either way, and Paige was just the audible they had to make. Well, once they got her, because Nikki wasn't able to get healthy. Curtis following up on his Jeff Hardy thing. I would love Jeff Hardy back and him to do something with Punk purely for closure to the story. However, I was just having to dig a creative.
I understood. What it was, but I needed you to know that you found probably the only person on the planet who would be like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, who actually would take that serious.
Yeah, I'll just take it. I'm cool, but I get it. I got where you were coming from.
Some more stuff from No Remedy here. Tonight's SmackDown was pretty good. Yeah, yep. Dude, I would say it felt like a Raw or a SmackDown tonight, which is pretty whack considering it's WrestleMania.
Somebody compared it to like, wow, this was Sunday Night Heat back in the day.
Whoa. Hey, somebody named Eric Grisanti also agreeing with No Remedy, as was Curtis, saying it felt like a SmackDown in 2014.
That's rough, buddy.
Well, now I'm trying to remember. That wasn't SmackDown Live era, right?
Pre-SmackDown.
Okay, yeah, that was bad. Maria a little heated that we lost Bianca and Timeless Tony Storm within the matter of months. We still don't know about Tony, but
he's just gone.
Yeah, if the scuttlebutt is to be believed.
The funny thing is going to be when Tony just shows up on TV carrying a baby.
Probably.
Like she's going to confuse the baby for Luther, and that's going to be the best bit.
Yeah. Also, she called up Tez and you scumbags for taking it from us.
I did say I'm obviously so happy for Bianca and I guess Montez Ford.
You sure about that second one?
I feel like I got to dig my heels in on this shit. But regardless, I am sad because I miss Bianca so much.
Yeah.
And now I don't know. I was very on board that I thought Jade was beating Rhea tomorrow. Now I don't know. That is completely up in the air now.
Yeah, they were very clearly setting up the whole Jade Bianca thing, and then her finger got injured, and she's been out for so long, and now she's gonna be out again. At least probably a year. depending on how quickly she wants to come back. So we'll see. Maria, I'm aware the Mets suck.
All right, Maria, that's not fair. That's not true.
No,
we suck.
That's not true. We suck. We are on a 10-game losing streak.
Yeah,
we have not had a losing streak this long since 2004.
Jesus.
I was still living in the Bronx before I moved upstate in 2004. That's how long this has been. My best friend, I hadn't even met him yet. That's how long it's been. Okay? Do not get me started because I won't stop.
I was at the Yankee game yesterday. That was a lot of fun.
I saw. I have to go to the Met game next Saturday, and they better fucking snap out of it. Yeah. Also, fire Carlos Mendoza. Okay, let's get back into some wrestling. Following AJ, Becky, and a bunch of Eds, we then had Seth Rollins versus Gunther. I think we said this already. Match of the night, yeah.
Best match of the night. Crazy, considering it's just let's throw two guys together who have nothing else that they can do right now.
Yes. Also crazy considering that the commentary desk spent the first 10 minutes of the match saying that this wasn't going to be a 5-star match.
Yep.
Because it started off, granted, it did start off very, it was a brawl. It was just two guys who were super heated at each other and they're just trying to beat the piss out of each other.
Yep.
It turned, I don't want to say turned around, but it turned into a more technical match and it got really good. But Wade and Cole couldn't stop saying that. And I was just like, why are you literally burying your own match?
They weren't burying it in the sense that they were trying to say, this isn't going to be some wrestling classic. This is going to be a fight. And I get what they were going for, but they worded it very poorly.
Yes.
But
exactly,
yes. Yeah.
So that was dumb. Anyways, so to get to the end of the match here, Seth hit Gunther with a pedigree and a stomp on the announce table. And because of that, the referee came out to check on Gunther, and Seth was over towards the other side of the ring, and freaking Braun Breaker came out of nowhere and speared the piss out of him.
So I don't know if were you watching, or were you did you miss a second, because you were making notes or something?
Probably.
All right, I was watching intently, and the camera cut at the worst possible fucking time. That it caught, they for some reason got the angle of Braun running down, past the ramp, but before the ring, and we're looking at it for a split second of him running from behind, and it ruined what could have been a magical shot of Braun coming out of nowhere and spearing Seth.
Why does that not surprise me?
I was like, how do you fuck this up so badly?
And they fired Kevin Dunn too.
It's not egregious, but wow, it could have been a magical shot. Braun, no one had Braun returning, I guess 100% in the books. But maybe there was speculation. But my God, for him to it would have been such a great shot out of nowhere, spearing Seth. But whatever. I don't want to nitpick. It was just, that was a bummer.
Following that spear, Braun rolled Seth into the ring and then started walking up the ramp. Meanwhile, Gunther recovered enough to get into the ring, and then he put Rollins into the sleeper hold and held on to it until Seth passed out. Following the match, Braun then decided he wanted to kill Seth Rollins, and he ran all the way down the long ass ramp to spear Seth and kind of missed.
Yeah, all right, thank you. I didn't want to be an asshole. No, he absolutely kind of just clipped him a little bit, right?
Yeah. As I put, just a bit outside. I get he's going super fast, and I get he's probably a little out of practice. But we've seen Braun cut people in half with that spear, and his shoulder barely clipped Seth's pec.
No, I agree. It is what it is. It was more about the moment, Yeah. The crowd was certainly super into Breaker.
Woof.
Woof, woof, woof. And they were chanting as he was up the ramp one more time.
Yeah, I thought they were going to do it too, but
you can't. Exactly. You can't if you want to keep him heel. I do think they're fighting a losing battle, though, by keeping him heel.
Yeah.
I really do. I understand especially as you're developing him. I'm very much looking forward to the inevitable Oba versus Braun main roster match.
Oh, it's going to be a war.
I feel like they definitely wrestled in NXT, though. I don't know, but I feel like they did.
I think Oba was so far behind him. I'm not sure, but I wasn't paying attention to NXT enough at the time.
Yeah.
And Oba he got the rocket strapped to him straight away in NXT, but
yeah.
I think Braun was probably doing more stuff with, honestly, Corbin at the time. Oba was, I'm guessing, North American champ, if my timeline is right. But I could be wrong. Like I said.
Yeah. They interacted at the Royal Rumble where Oba eliminated him after, like, he got attacked by, like, a masked guy. But, like, whatever. Either way, I'm looking forward to that. And let's focus on this match real quick. I enjoyed the matchup. It was a slobber knocker. By all intents and purposes. Seth took some nasty ass bumps. The power bomb onto the apron and then the power bomb onto the table looked rough for his back. His chest was beat red from getting chopped so much by Gunther. And Seth could still go. You know, like it's not that that's a shock, but like this is his first match back, I think, since getting hurt and coming back.
Yes.
So it was nice to see that he was still good and he's able to do his stuff. I don't know again, they're kind of booking themselves into a weird position here because Seth, by all accounts, should beat Braun. He's the babyface who got wronged. He deserves his revenge, and that should happen. Do you not let Braun get the big win, though?
This feels like one of those things where they'll probably have a series of matches, and even if Seth ends up winning the last one and coming out on top, Braun will get a dub during it. And I think that's the way you end up, almost like a la like Cena and Kevin Owens, for example. Yeah. You know, Cena took 2 out of the 3, but Owens did get that first big dub, and we talk about that more than the fact that Cena actually technically won the feud. And I think you can end up doing something like that. I think what's unfortunate here, obviously, is the fact that we ended up with this match just because of the injuries.
Yeah.
They were clearly gunning for Braun versus Seth tonight, or at least
apparently not. Apparently, according to Paul Heyman during the week, he did an interview. He said, before the injuries.
Which one?
Both. Before the injuries, we were supposed to get Seth versus Roman and Punk versus Breaker.
Interesting. Oh, I guess that kind of lines up.
I can see Roman Seth, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
If we're going back to all the way when Seth was still in the Vision and hadn't gotten hurt, I could see that.
Yeah.
Once Seth got hurt, then I think they started lining up Braun versus Seth for WrestleMania, and then Braun got hurt.
Yeah.
So I think, obviously plans change, and we ended up here, and we ended up with, like I said, we ended up with a very good match. I'm not surprised. It's 2 of the best wrestlers on the planet. And like it was more of a brawl, which was a little weird considering these 2 guys, but they built up a certain level of hatred in 2 weeks, and it worked.
Yep. No, they did. I mean, it's not hard to hate Gunther.
Yeah, exactly.
Take it from me.
And now, you're setting up Seth versus Braun in the future. Braun also got a big hug from Paul Heyman at the top of the ramp after he speared Seth.
I was actually surprised he wasn't ringside.
For Gunther?
Yeah. They established that he's not with Gunther. Like, Gunther's doing this because he has an ulterior motive. But I was surprised, even if it was just to throw hate at Seth. But
I think they played it right. I don't think Gunther would want him there. Gunther, since losing Imperium, has been a lone wolf, and I think it makes a lot more sense
that's fair.
That Heyman wasn't. Heyman was also spitting some hot fire on the post show before I had to hop on here. So,
can I throw you a disgusting statistic that you're gonna hate?
It can't be any worse than the Mets being on the worst losing streak in 2004. So go ahead.
In-ring wrestling time for tonight was an hour and 26 minutes total.
Wait, all right. So wait, hang on. I was actually going to time this, and I decided not to be an asshole, and I also knew somebody else would do it. What was it again? I'm sorry.
So in-ring wrestling time, an hour and 26 minutes across 7 matches.
I hate them.
Ad time, approximately
2 hours.
an hour and 14 minutes. There was 12 minutes less of ads than wrestling tonight.
Which is why it felt like SmackDown or Raw. It just felt like a regular-ass episode without all the promos.
This was rough, buddy.
And I'm going to get into the comments in a second, but that literally just brings us to what was next, which was the Hall of Fame thing, which I know they do every year. It's kind of the cool-down spot.
Through it, yeah.
But even with the rushing through, I was able to boil a pot of water and make pasta between the end of the Seth match and the start of the Women's Championship match.
Oh, my God.
Like, it was like a 20-minute gap, and I probably could have done it again after the women's match before the main event with the whole Bianca Belair thing. In a 6-match card?
7-match tonight.
7-match card, excuse me? Okay?
Yeah.
Thank God you're paying for this, because I would be so pissed if I was.
Oh, God.
All right, let me
Wait, were you watching on my ESPN?
Yes.
All right, first of all, that's awesome. Second of all, that's good to know that we're both able to watch it.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Mark it down top tip. You can share your ESPN Unlimited subscription with at least on 2 screens.
I watched it on Disney Plus.
Oh, I watch it on the ESPN app.
Yeah, so that's probably why we were able to do it. That's pretty cool to know. I like that.
Dope. All right, let's see. Get to the comments. Maria calling Seth versus Gunther match of the night, saying Braun looks stronger than ever. She also thinks that Gunther should face the winner of Punk versus Roman. Maybe?
I would say yes if Punk retains. I would not have Roman versus Gunther happen yet.
Agreed. I also think that it gets a little tricky if we all believe the idea that Gunther will be facing off against Brock at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And I know there's quite a bit of time there, but it's like, do you want the title on him? Do you want the title involved in that match? If he does get the title between now and then, if you don't want it involved in the match, he has to lose it. Do you want him to have a loss before going into the Brock match? Like, it could be a bit of a mess. I could see them keeping him away from titles, which is surprising.
No, I can too. I also think, like, he's been on and off TV. If you want to keep him off TV for a month or two, not that I'm rooting for that, but I could see that being something that happens too.
Yeah. Curtis saying that he feels tomorrow is going to be better. There purely wasn't enough time to get invested in any match apart from the main event, and that match was just weird from the start.
So I got to disagree. I think one of the best booked matches going into tonight was Liv and Vaquer.
Yeah, which is funny because they did not get a lot of TV time, but they made the most of every second they got.
Absolutely. Well said. So I do think there was stuff that was booked well tonight. You know, like say what you will about Becky and AJ. They've been on TV together for like what feels like half a year now, if not longer. So I like some of these matches did have the stories going into them. It's just there was just not a lot. There wasn't a lot of heart to it. There wasn't a lot of substance.
I think somebody mentioned it earlier, and you use this word as well, soulless.
Yeah. Yep.
Maria cracking a joke at Braun's expense, calling him botching Braun. And then also said that they should have a best of 7 with Seth and Braun. No, but the last time we had a best of 7, we did get the bar.
That is true. Was that the last one for WWE?
To my recollection.
The last best of 7 I remember in general was
Death Triangle against the Elite.
Yeah. Wow.
It ended in a ladder match for the trio titles.
Yes, it did.
And we were a little frustrated, but then we were like, oh, wait, these are all bangers. Never mind. Which was the same thing what happened with Sheamus and Cesaro. So
yeah.
Kurt is asking how much time did Hulk Hogan get? I don't know. You can ask the devil. And also saying, I think someone said there was something like 48 minutes of pretty much just nothing leading up to the main event.
You got me on that one, pal. That was good. Usually I'm the one taking the cheap shot at him. I appreciate it. That was good.
I was gonna do a little bit more heavy-handed, but I decided.
No, I think you nailed it. We'll definitely ask MJF later.
Yeah. Honestly, Curtis, like James mentioned, with all the dead time, like it's just the way these pay-per-views are now. Okay.
You said dead time.
Yeah, that's like in terms of
I
ads.
said Hulk Hogan time.
Oh. But in terms of all the ad time, and even then, like you have these segments like the Hall of Fame stuff, like Cena announcing the attendance, and I know that ended up being a very feel good moment, but non-wrestling time, there's just so much of it now in these WWE pay-per-views that it makes them hard to watch for me personally. Yep. It's just like we said at the top of the show, a lot of this is just presentation, and it takes you out of it. At least for me. All right, let's hit the last match we got to talk about here, which was Stephanie Vaquer versus Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship. I was super excited for this. I thought this could steal the show.
Oh, your timing was perfect.
Liv came out. She did a live rendition of her new music video for her new theme. I think James mentioned earlier he was quite distracted by all of that. Stephanie,
very much bunk. Yeah,
Stephanie had a okay entrance. It wasn't anything spectacular, but she looked cool. And I was super excited for this match. Like we just said, they put so much time and effort into this, or they use every second they got so well to build this match. They hate each other. Like, you could see that. And Liv, obviously her cracking heads with Roxanne was unfortunate, but when they had that pull apart on Monday, Liv looked rabid because of those black eyes and the bump on her head. Yep. And she even kind of looked at tonight.
It is an unfortunate thing that happened that in a lot of ways she made the most of.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel bad, like, you want to look your best at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
but
of course, yeah.
I think it kind of ended up playing into the storyline here of just how much they hate each other, that Liv, is banged up literally to all hell, and she's still going at Vaquer this strong. And I think while this was a well-wrestled match, what we ended up with just felt like another Raw or SmackDown type of match where they were having a really good match, and then you have, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne come down, and after Vaquer actually hit an Oblivion, which was really cool, and then she went up top for her new finisher, the Vaquer Inferno, and Roxy comes down, she distracts the ref, and Raquel pushes Stephanie off the top rope. Liv then hit Oblivion, Stephanie kicked out, and then Liv, I think, tried to go for it again, but Stephanie dodged it and sent Liv through the ropes, and she ended up taking out Roxy and Raquel, and then she went up top and then hit both of them with, I think, a tope or maybe whatever it was. She took them both out with a crossbody. There you go. Yep. But Raquel had pushed Liv out of the way. So then Liv grabbed Vaquer, threw her into the steps, got her back in the ring, hit a code breaker, and then hit an Oblivion and won the Women's World Championship. And then after the match, Dominic Mysterio came in, didn't even let the ref raise her hand, just immediately shoved him out of the way, took the title.
I love that though. That was really nice.
And and he gave the title to Liv, and you had Judgment Day, or most of them, pose and everything. Meanwhile, all Michael Cole could talk about was fucking Dom's match tomorrow instead of Liv actually winning the fucking title.
Yeah. When he's great, when he's good, he's great.
Yeah.
But when he's bad, he's like, wow, it is shocking.
Yeah, and we always gave him a lot of grace because of Vince yelling in his ear.
Yeah.
And it was always the Beast in the East argument, but sometimes I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about, Maggle? Either way, like I said, I was so excited for this match, and I just ended up with a bunch of interference bullshit.
Yeah.
And I wish I got this match felt short. I wish I got more time.
It did feel short. It did feel really short.
And I wish they just got more of an opportunity to show what they could do, because I think these two women are incredibly talented in the ring, and they didn't get to show that tonight.
I liked it a little more than you did, but I think it's just because of how invested I am into Liv.
It also might be a thing where I had such high expectations.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's a little bit of everything. I do think the match was slightly disappointing. Again, it felt like they had no time. It felt like they were rushing through things a little bit. Like, it felt like no spot truly had a moment to breathe. Like, we had the moment where Vaquer hit the Devil's Kiss.
Yeah.
And I felt like I blinked, and then it looked like Liv was trying to hit the Devil's Kiss. Like, things just felt like they were moving really, really fast. Overall, I personally was okay with the interference for the finish, because they had been building up on WWE TV for a while. The loyalty to Liv from Roxanne and from Raquel. Raquel and her had definitely been good for a little bit now, but there was a question even like a week or two ago about, would Roxanne be loyal to Judgment Day, or would she be loyal to Finn Balor?
Well, that was literally when they got their heads rocked.
Exactly. So I do think it works for them to, like, they're in on her, you know? I think there's something really cool. Like, I feel bad saying this because I do like JD McDonough. I do think there is something if they get rid of McDonough and it's just a girl group that also has Dominic Mysterio.
That fucking playboy.
Right? All that said, I enjoyed it. I'm very, 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 very happy she won the title. I feel bad for Stephanie because I feel like this title reign didn't go as well as it could have. I think it's great that she was champion. I think she had a decent sized reign, but I feel like some things didn't click. And I think it was important that she loses the title so she can reset a little bit and then win the title back maybe at SummerSlam or something, you know?
Yeah, I think you're right that she needs a reset, because I think the title reign was underwhelming just because I know she defended the title, but like not a lot. And I think that's been a problem with most of the women's titles. If you really look at them, I forgot who the U.S. women's title holder was because they're not on TV. Do you know who it is?
Julia.
Yes.
Yeah. I only know because I like Julia, and this whole run has been a fucking shit show.
I like Julia a lot, and I forgot. And the only reason I remembered is because I ended up watching Danhausen taking over the WWE building, and he was in front of like the thing they have in the office with all the champions. I was like, oh shit, yeah, Julia still has the title. Good for her. Don't think she's on. Not sure if she's on TV. She's definitely not defending it.
Yeah.
You know, and like Stephanie, she
like, how is she not on the card tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, whatever.
But like, yeah, exactly. She's not on the card. Fucking, you know, you can't get either of the tag team titles on the card. Well, I guess the Vision has the titles, but they weren't defending. I don't even know who has the other. Oh, it's a Priest and Truth. They're not defending, although I'm sure they'll have some shenanigans with Danhausen tomorrow.
Yeah, I can see it.
Like, it's just, all that aside, I just think, you know, Stephanie, she had some good defenses. She had the whole Nikki Bella thing, which I think was, you know, just while the matches I don't think were great, you know, facing off against somebody like that's a big deal. But like, it was just one of those things where like, you're right, it just never really hit, which sucks because we know Stephanie can fucking go.
Yeah.
And yeah, her taking a step back and resetting and letting Liv get this moment, somebody who I think definitely deserves it because she's always busting her ass, and having her be the champ with Dom and, you know, it's seemingly all of Judgment Day behind her. She now seems to be the leader following Finn getting bounced. It's going to be fun watching, like, you know, let's say a co-ed faction really back up the women's champion as opposed to the men's, you know, which is what I think you usually end up getting. So I'm happy for both of them in terms of, I'm happy for Liv. I'm happy Stephanie got her first WrestleMania, but I do wish this match just went a little better in terms of timing and I guess like pomp and circumstance, for lack of a better phrase. I know they have a better match in them.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No. I get it.
That's just me. Maria, though, saying that it was a better match than she thought it was going to be, which fair enough. She also thought that Michael Cole sucked.
I don't think he was on his game tonight, personally. His 25th WrestleMania.
Congratulations to him.
Yeah.
Curtis also saying Cole did suck, but at least it wasn't him in a see-through box with an anonymous general manager.
God, those
fair
are
enough.
days.
Maria likes your idea. I'm assuming that was about Steph taking a step back.
Yeah.
And also saying, what has Julia done with the U.S. Women's Championship to deserve a Mania spot?
I understand that point, and that's fair. But it's not like it's Julia's fault that she does not get booked. You know?
Yeah, no. This was more of a. Well, you're right. It's more of a booking, like, creative decision, just because, like you said, they don't do anything with that title. Ipso facto, obviously, she's not going to be on the card because they don't do anything with it. It's a frustration of, I just think, not just the booking in general, but it's specifically the booking of the women's division.
Yeah,
if you're not Rhea, or Becky, or one of the, a returning legend, you're not getting a premium spot, I think.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Yeah, because I mean, and we talked about this. EO, somebody Triple H has said is one of his top people, literally said, if you give me a company and you give me EO Sky, I will make you a good company. Couldn't find a spot on the card. All right, so that was WrestleMania night 1.
Was that it? Oh my god.
Yeah.
I was expecting one more match, but that was it. Yeah.
Nope, that was it. I think, James, we have adequately vented our frustrations here tonight with night 1 of WrestleMania. It said before, say it again. It felt like a longer, more ad-filled and less promo-filled episode of Raw or SmackDown.
As you guys know, I'll be going tomorrow. And this is the first time in a long time, if ever, I could say that I'm not super excited to be going to WrestleMania. Don't get me wrong. There are matches I am very excited for. I am very, 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 very excited for Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar.
You could probably leave right after that.
I am excited for the ladder match. So basically, the entire first hour of
the free shit's gonna be good, and then maybe the main event, and the rest of them, like, sure.
I mean, I'm looking forward. I hope Rhea beats Jade. There are things I'm looking forward to, but it is so hard to be invested in the product that is being given to me. I want to be invested in it. I want to care about what I'm watching, but it's hard. I don't know if it's just this is WWE in a little bit of a down year, because they are in a down year in comparison. Let's be honest. They are. Or if it's just a sign of the priorities of the company. I'm going into tomorrow with a very open mind. I want to have a good time. I want to enjoy the experience. We'll see. I'm a very easy guy to please. I do not look to not like things. I look to have a good time when I do something. I don't want to be negative. So I'm going in tomorrow with a very positive outlook, and I'm hoping I'll be able to report back. Tonight was tough. There were parts that I liked. I made that clear. There was also a lot of stuff that just didn't really work for me. And a lot of that is mostly presentation, unfortunately.
Yep.
So, God willing, I'm not expecting much different in terms of presentation tomorrow, but just the gravity of the matches will hopefully carry things over and balance things out just a little bit. Rev is going to do his damnedest to cover the show tomorrow. So please watch him dance circles around reviewing it.
Maybe solo dolo. We'll find out.
I will do my best to pop in. I will do my best.
Live from fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada.
Oh yeah, I'll be live streaming from the casino. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed WrestleMania. It seems like our comments weren't super into it. I get it. I get it. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But as Tony Khan tweeted out, every Wednesday you can watch AEW Dynamite at 8:00 on TBS.
I think it's pretty well known that I am more of an AEW fan nowadays than I am a WWE fan. And like you said, a lot of it is the presentation. I don't like all of these ads being thrown in my face. And it's not all of them. Stuff like the things on the turnbuckle, I can't really get mad about because AEW has that as well. They're a little more subtle because, the DraftKings logo matches up with their colors as opposed to a big blue block of Capital One. Yeah, they have some, matte advertisements as well, but they're in the corners as opposed to the WWE ring now looking more like a New Japan ring or a boxing ring in terms of advertisements. But you also have them putting it on tables. I'm surprised we haven't gotten them on chairs yet.
Yeah.
There's so much downtime between the matches that are literally just ads. Like I'm watching TV. So it frustrates me immensely trying to watch the WWE product, especially on these pay-per-views. I do my best to put all that aside, though, because I want to like the wrestling.
Yeah.
I like a lot of the people who are wrestling on these cards, or almost all of them, to be honest. And I do my best to keep up. I don't watch Monday Night Raw. I don't watch Friday Night SmackDown. I don't have Netflix, but for a similar reason, it's a bit of a slog with all of the filler and the ads and everything. But I check Reddit. I watch as many clips as I can to try to keep up with the story beats and, see the big moments, because I like these people. And when I do watch the pay-per-views, I want the wrestling to be good. And I think for the most part tonight, I was unfortunately fairly underwhelmed by the wrestling. And again, some of that's presentation. Some of it is just I have been enjoying the style of wrestling that AEW, utilizes as opposed to the style of wrestling WWE uses, which I have lately found to be incredibly formulaic and usually fairly easy to predict. So I guess as much as I wanted to like tonight and enjoy tonight, I just unfortunately didn't. And there were some good spots. Like you said, I thought Seth versus Gunther was a standout, even though I didn't love the ending, but I understand, you have to move that story forward with Braun and Seth. And yeah, I'm happy Paige is back. Good for her. I'm thrilled for her, even if I didn't love the situation in which she did come back. Just because I don't understand that storytelling beat, but she, like you said, she was so emotional. I'm happy for her. I'm glad she's happy. I'm also happy Becky Lynch won, just because I'm going to be happy anytime Becky Lynch wins. But in terms of the wrestling tonight, I was underwhelmed, and walking away from a WrestleMania a show in any capacity, feeling the way I feel right now is, I think, unfortunate, and I think is a sign of the product and where it is at the moment.
Yeah. I think Curtis said something very apt. It always felt like you had to stay seated watching every second of the show. Nowadays, you could go to the toilet, make your food, do the ironing, and wash your car in between two matches.
As I said before, I literally made a pound of pasta in between two matches. Yep. So yeah, and that's a big part of it. Like you could literally just go mess around and still not miss anything important, and that is
anything at all.
Yeah, and I think that's a big part of the presentation of WWE right now. You talked about this. John Cena's last match that was a Saturday night's main event. There's 4 matches, right? It was 3 hours.
Yep.
Well, everything else was just ads and something with Stephanie McMahon, I think. It's the way they do things now, and it's just, I guess, I don't know if it's TKO, I don't know if it's trips, so a combination of the two. They're slowly, at least for me, pushing me away.
Yeah.
And that is why, this is WrestleMania. I came here for this. It's probably why you're not going to see me cover a lot of WWE pay-per-views outside of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It's because I don't enjoy it. And I unfortunately don't want to watch.
I get it, man. I get it.
The last 2 comments here. Rhea telling you, may the force be with you, James, and don't gamble away all your money.
No promises. We'll see how it goes.
And I guess one more for a preview for tomorrow night. Is Punk going to lose tomorrow? What do you think, James?
I think of all the matches, that's the hardest one to call. And even if there is no outside interference, there's a lot of speculation about somebody or some people popping up in this match. I don't know. But even if it is a straightforward one-on-one main event, I don't know who's winning it. I could see them wanting to keep the title on Punk, giving him a big win over Roman, especially because Roman's not going to be around every week. I could see them wanting to boost things up with Roman as champion again, seeing if that creates some buzz, because him as the tribal chief was probably the most buzzed about WWE has been in a very long time. And maybe they want him to carry the gold onto the red carpet for Street Fighter. Maybe. I don't know. So I can't answer this one. I saw somebody in the comments saying that The Rock might get involved and cost whoever. If he does get involved, I don't know who he costs one way or the other. Does he help his cousin? Does he hurt his cousin? I don't know. So either way, I do think tomorrow has a lot more intrigue than tonight did. Like, yes. I don't know Rhea or Jade. I don't know who wins that one.
I don't Rhea's going to carry Jade's ass to a decent match.
Absolutely. God willing.
I was a little mean to Jade, but
I don't know. I mean, it's true. I don't know who wins between Roman and Punk. I'm terrified if Oba doesn't beat Brock. Terrified.
Better.
I am genuinely scared. So there's a lot more going into tomorrow, and that does make tomorrow seem more exciting. Like, there was very little to be excited about tonight. The only two matches I was excited for were Liv and Vaquer and Randy and Cody.
And the Becky AJ match is well for me, but just again, I love Becky to death, and she can do no wrong. But yeah, I think going in like those two had the most hype behind them.
Yeah. So tonight didn't fully deliver. I'm hoping tomorrow does. I have a better feeling about tomorrow.
I do as well. I'm a little trepidatious about the Usos getting involved in the main event because I think they had been building to that a bit.
It's possible,
on Raw. Especially, one of the most intriguing things going into that match was Jay telling Roman to put Punk through the table.
Yep.
And him, ordering Roman around. So I'm curious to see how that plays out, if that's something they actually capitalize on and, as a story beat going forward. But yeah, like you said, I think Oba Brock is a match to watch, and I'm hyped how that goes. I really hope it's just not a finisher fest and they actually put in a decent amount of time to it. I think they probably will, considering it's opening the show and they're going to want to draw some eyes, especially to Oba.
Yep.
I'm very excited for that ladder match, obviously, just because ladders, but there's a lot of fun people in that match, so that should be a good time. And, no matter who wins the main event, I said this a couple of weeks ago to a friend of mine. I think you could, if you really want to go balls to the wall, Oba wins tomorrow, they can win Monday and get the title. Strap the fucking rocket.
That'd be nuts. That would be nuts. I'm not saying no, but that would be nuts.
Strap the rock, because either Punk beats Roman and Punk's had a decent reign, and you can have Oba challenge him and win, and you're like, okay, cool. Like, Punk did the good thing. Like, he put Oba over. Like, they're really putting the rocket on the kid. Awesome. If you do a Roman, obviously, I think that puts Oba in a different stratosphere.
Yeah, it puts him on Punk. A level onto his own.
Yeah, and I think that'd be a little more difficult. But if Roman's not going to be challenged every week, I'd almost rather have them do that and have Oba around as champion than have Roman disappear for a month and a half.
So let me tell you the selfish reason why I hope that doesn't happen. My dad asked me repeatedly, "Are you sure you don't want to stay for Monday Night Raw?" And I said, "No, I don't want to stay for Monday Night Raw. I don't want to give WWE money." And also, when was the last time Monday Night Raw was actually very good after WrestleMania? When was the last time they actually lived up to the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania hype?
And Cass's debut.
There you go. Thank you.
That era of like NXT call-ups, though, that was the shit.
Yes. So I voted no to not go to Raw. So I would be okay if that does not happen. That Oba Femi doesn't win the WWE or the World Heavyweight title the night after WrestleMania.
Fair enough.
Selfishly.
I do think the one last prediction I will give, I'm slightly leaning Roman in the main event because I think they want to have his name on the lineage of that title.
I think so too.
Because it is newer and they want to build it up. And I know it's been Seth, it's been Gunther, it's been Punk, Jey Uso in the middle there, but it's obviously it's not equal to the Undisputed title, but they want to get it as close as it can possibly be, and that's why I thought Roman. I didn't think Roman was going to win the Rumble. I wasn't sure who was going to win, but when he won it, I said he's going for the world heavyweight.
Yeah.
They need to legitimize it as much as they possibly can, and win or lose, him even going for it makes that title seem important. And like I said, I think having his name on the lineage is probably what they're going to end up doing. But who knows? That's why they play the games, kids. As I said. All right. So on that note, I would like to thank everybody so much for watching us here at the Market Down Podcast. We'd appreciate it if you like and subscribe. If you like the video, let us know that you're enjoying what we're doing here on the show. And if you subscribe, as it gets to past 1 o'clock in the morning here, and I'm getting a little tired, you can check out all the great stuff we have here on the channel. As James mentioned, I will be back here tomorrow night to cover night 2 of WrestleMania. I don't know if it's just going to be me. Maybe I could drag Danny or somebody else into it, but I will be here. James will probably be calling in from Vegas itself. So get a little, boots on the ground reporting from him, but be sure to check us out tomorrow. We will most definitely be back here on Wednesday for AEW Dynamite. For those of you who are fans of that company, James has the Gym Pack Zone on Thursdays. For those of you who like TNA, and we do our best to cover, some Raws and SmackDowns when big things happen, and as many of the pay-per-views as we possibly can.
Yep.
For those of you who want to follow us on some social media stuff, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Blue Sky, and Twitter. If you're here on YouTube, those links are in the description below. Otherwise, if you're watching us over on Twitter or Facebook, you want to follow us in some other places. Twitter is at marketdown_pod. Instagram is at marketdownpod. YouTube.com/marketdown3665 or /@marketdownpod. Marketdownpod.bsky.social, or just search Marketdown Podcast on any of your social media platforms, and you'll probably find us. And if not, let us know, and we'll create an account. Do be sure to check out the Instagram, though. I'm sure between James and Matt going to WrestleMania or WrestleMania Party, there'll be plenty of content on there for those of you guys who want to check some stuff out during the show. And I will be doing some live posting over on Blue Sky, although I didn't do a lot of it tonight. Mostly just because I didn't want to be that negative.
You post on Twitter?
No, I have stopped.
Somebody did.
Matt or Danny? It's not me.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not signed into that on my phone because I have the new one. So, and also, fuck Elon. So,
fair.
But yeah, check all those things out if you would like. James, any last things before we get out of here?
I am leaving for the airport in an hour, so I got to go.
God bless you. I'm surprised you haven't gotten us off earlier. So, for James Asante and Matt Gascone earlier, my name is Nick Cummings. Thank you so much for watching us here at the Market Down Podcast. Have a good one, everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow night for night 2 of WrestleMania 42.
Later.